The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93
Saturday night, deputies got a call from a person stating that Rose and God shot at their tractor while on God Lane. A search warrant was then obtained to enter God's house to be arrested. Upon approaching the house, deputies could see God with a long gun in her hands, with God threatening to kill anyone who entered the house. That is when gas was deployed and deputies were able to come and arrest God. A probable cause hearing for God is expected soon. Once we know the details of that appearance, we will bring them to you on the K8 News app.
Okay, I'll bite. What in God's name are you talking about?
Yes! Showtime!
Well, ain't this something? I'll be damned. I see all the familiar faces. The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show is back.
Morning, douchebags.
Hey.
Morning. You know what? I wrote down, don't address everyone as douchebags first thing in the morning, and here we go. I was trying so hard not to say it, it just came out.
We're off to a great start.
We're back from a week-long break. This kind of sucks, but I've been through worse.
Well, the worst is, you think, I had somebody ask over the vacation, well, do you, just go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same, as you would for work so you don't totally screw yourself?
It's the dumbest thing anyone's ever asked.
And it's completely opposite. I said, no, I bone myself every single time.
Yeah.
I tried last night to go to bed before 10. There was no way it was going to happen.
You bone yourself.
Yeah, I got boned by myself.
You do the exact opposite, really. Your schedule couldn't be more opposite when you're on vacation.
I become a night person.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Not me, but I know you stay up till 5, 6 in the morning watching television.
Usually, we'll start like at 8 and just try and crush a show or a movie or something.
A show crusher.
Oh, yeah, I'll crush a couple of shows.
You know what was nice? Right when I walked in this morning, Josh said that he recognized me right away.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I knew exactly who it was when he came in.
I know you.
Hey, look. And, Nick mentioned that I look the same. I haven't changed.
You haven't.
I haven't changed at all since last Friday.
Not
Same
much.
hoodie, same look, everything.
Same everything.
Uh-huh.
Now, I got to ask you, Wapple. I heard a rumor.
I've been hearing this too.
So, did something big happen over break?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Now,
Yeah,
go ahead.
everyone blew up on my social media account, and they're like, "Congratulations! Oh my God, you finally did it!"
So, explain what the rumor was, because I heard this same rumor.
Oh, my God. Are you quitting?
Everyone was thinking that I proposed to my girlfriend.
No, it was some other dude. It was some other dude that proposed to your girlfriend. That's what I...
Well, yeah, she said yes to him.
Well, clear up the controversy then. Who proposed to your girlfriend?
And how did this start?
I have no idea. We were in
You
Vermilion.
don't know who proposed to your girlfriend?
No, we were in Vermilion all week. Pretty much the whole time we were off. We were
Yeah?
up in Vermilion. Yeah.
Well,
So
so
what does that mean?
you could have.
No
What
one
is
proposed to her? I didn't propose to her.
So
Are you
people
saying
just
that
don't
people-
propose in Vermilion?
Yeah, what does
or-
Vermilion have to do with it?
no,
I don't know. We were just on vacation and just away from everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting all these messages, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's
I don't
not
even know
like you
how it's-
posted
Yeah,
anything
I
that
don't
was
even-
like.
I don't even know how it started.
Okay, this is straight. We've all heard different rumors. The rumors I heard was that your girlfriend was engaged, but not to you,
No,
is the rumor that I heard.
no.
Okay.
That definitely didn't happen. She was engaged years ago.
not to you.
Not to me.
She once has been engaged in her life.
Yes, she has once been engaged in
So
her
you
life.
have no idea how this started.
I have no idea.
This was a social
started the
media
rumor.
thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Friggin' social
It was
media.
all over. People were messaging me on Facebook, Instagram, and then I checked Reddit, and there's a huge thread on Reddit about
There's a
it.
Fred on Reddit.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I don't even know what a Fred is. This is bizarre. We
It's a
hope
Fredit. You had a Fred on Reddit over the weekend.
we certainly hope all our beloved listening audience has been well. Thanks for always tuning in. You're wonderful people. Thanks to every damn last one of you for jumping up on the booze cruise with us a week ago. That was a nice little get-together.
Oh, that was fun.
That was good. Great.
I want to apologize to Ashley. Towards the end, I was trying to, hang out with you a little bit, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you weren't upset by that.
No, I'm good. I did. That's funny that you say that, though, because I told my boyfriend, the next day, I was like, I think you really didn't get to talk to Josh much.
I tried, and I apologize.
You're a busy guy. Everyone wants to talk to you.
Well, I don't know about that. I did embarrass myself a little bit. I'm always worried about.
You never embarrassed.
You did not do anything.
No, this is so dumb.
What happened now?
So dumb. So C. Willie Miles, our comedian friend, he came on the boat, and unfortunately his wife got called into work, and so he was by himself. And so I see him. My wife comes up to me. I was talking to somebody. She's like, hey, C. Willie's kind of hanging out outside by himself. So I'm like, well, we can't let that happen.
Yeah.
He was nice enough to join us. And I went out there. I'm like, God, it's beautiful out here. Do you want to come inside and talk to me and my family? I realized, what the hell am I talking? Why would I lead with how nice it was there and then ask him to come inside?
Picture perfect night. How about you come on inside?
It really couldn't get better out here. Let's go inside.
So you had C. Willie Miles come sit with your family?
Yeah, so I was able to talk to him for, a little bit there, 5-10 minutes, and then ended up talking to some other people, but they fell in love. And I told him, you're going to love this guy. So he kind of hung out, and I hope, I had texted him afterwards and said, hopefully they didn't, bore you or anything. But it seemed like he had a great time.
Your family can bore people.
That is for sure.
Well, it was a nice cruise. Good crowd.
Nice weather. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Usually we try and do the 4th of July, around their booze cruise on the hottest day of the year, and that didn't happen this time.
We have nearly died a few times from the hot weather, so can't say enough nice things about our cruise, and thanks everyone for helping out with that, which was, a week ago now. I have to say, overall, our week away from work was maybe the best week off I've ever had in my effing miserable, pointless work life.
What made it so good?
You know what? It was relaxing. I got a lot of sleep, Cubby.
Yeah, that's good.
I actually did go ahead and go places and do things, which I'm not terribly crazy about, much like yourself. So one of the places I went to, maybe you are familiar with the joint Valley Fair.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice.
Been a while.
Love Valley Fair.
I hadn't been there in so many years.
Did you go on anything, or how's your tummy? My tummy can't handle it.
No, you know how it is. Most of you know how it is. Once you hit a certain age, you can't go on rides anymore. when we first walked into the joint, I went on the old school white roller coaster, the high roller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and did it kick your ass?
It knocked the piss out of me.
Yeah, that one will wake you up.
I don't know why we decided to do that one first. It knocked me into next week, but I thought, okay, that's over.
Did you get a funnel cake?
No, I don't even know what's a funnel cake.
Oh, dude, so good.
I don't even know what a funnel cake is.
dough.
Yeah, and then
with powdered sugar on it.
No, I had a hamburger or something like that. But so then once we were done with the high roller, I thought, okay, let's try something also old school, and hopefully it doesn't continue to hurt me. We went with the octopus.
Oh.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
That would mess me up even when I was a young man.
The black deal with the light bulbs underneath it?
The black octopus-looking thing with the light bulb. I think that maybe they call it the monster over there.
Yeah, the monster, yeah.
And it spun me into oblivion.
Right round? Baby right round?
Right. I made no effort to spin the car that I was sitting in, but of course it spun like a bastard.
Back in the day, that was the best part.
Right.
I couldn't handle it now.
So for the rest of the afternoon, that little train that just kind of weaves its way through the park?
Yep.
I stayed on that ride.
That's not bad.
I'll be on this train if you need me.
I really liked the train. I really did. But anyway, there was just something about the mix of relaxation and actually, I went to a party. I met some people. It was just a great week off. Now, what would be really fun and interesting right now is if one of you could tell me you had the exact opposite experience.
Well, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to.
So no one had the worst week off ever?
No,
Okay.
I actually came into the mindset similar to you, Nick, or I felt like that was the best week off I've ever had.
Yeah, there was something about the vibe. Okay, I was hoping someone would have had a miserable week off so we could compare stories. But
let me ask you about the peacock. Did you find out if you have Peacock?
No, I'm no good at that. Josh told me he watched a stand-up comic on Peacock and he loved it. And I told you maybe I'd look into it, but I was intimidated by the technology and I never.
I was worried that'd be the case.
Who did you watch on Peacock?
Kevin Hart. And I went into it with medium expectations. No offense to Kevin Hart, but some of his stand-up stuff was okay. It was awesome. There's a couple times I was in tears laughing so hard at his new stand-up special.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to watch.
I think it's exclusively on Peacock.
Yeah, I kept seeing it yesterday, and I was going to watch it, but just never did.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Josh. I
think it's worth it.
Kevin Hart isn't the kind of guy where I would think he could put on a lights-out stand-up comedy show.
Oh, yeah, he does. Like I said, he always does a good job. But this was the best one he's done, in my opinion.
You were struggling at times, huh?
Yeah. A couple of times, I thought, oh, God, I've done it. Somebody hand me some oxygen, which actually, now that I think about it, there's kind of a bit like that in his stand-up.
That's exciting. I'm going to watch that today.
You can't anymore. You already missed the boat.
No, it's one and done.
You ruined it.
Darn it.
You ruined it. Aren't you going to be in Vermilion? You can't watch stand-up in Vermilion.
They don't have that in Vermilion.
I did watch a movie that Nick recommended, The Assassination of Jesse James by that stupid coward Robert Ford.
Well, isn't that great that, I recommend all these 15-year-old movies and most of you ignore me. And no one ever gets back to me. I tell you you got to watch this movie from 2003 or 83 or 97. And none of you up. So, Wapple, you watch The Assassination of Jesse James by that creepy bastard Robert Ford.
Yeah.
Starring, is it Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt, Casey Affleck.
What did you think of that one now?
It's really good.
Yeah, I love that one.
Old Henry's better. Still think Old Henry's better.
That's another in case you're completely in the dark, that's another Western. A much more recent Western,
yeah.
Old Henry. Yeah.
I really liked how they kind of gave you history lessons, too, along the movie. Like, they had a narrator cut in, kind of give you a little bit more details on what's about to happen.
I need narrators. Wapple, do you need narrators?
Yes.
I do, too, so that was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
really good.
There you go. It's been a while since since we had a 10 to 15-year-old movie review here on the... Speaking of some of the people I met while we were on vacation, Wapple, I had a chance to meet and talk to a WWE superstar.
Oh, no way.
An NXT performer who has local ties. Now, you're very excited over there. Is there someone you're hoping that I'm going to mention?
I'd really like to say Adam Cole, but I doubt that happened.
It wasn't Adam Cole Bebe. He's currently WWE NXT. Why, did Adam Cole go over to WWE?
No.
He's from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was a dude with local ties. His in-ring name is Von Wagner. And he's a second-generation WWE superstar. His dad, now, I might have to turn to Dana with this one since you were a little bit of an older WWE fan. His dad was one of the Beverly Brothers back in the day.
Sure, yeah.
Wayne Bloom was that gentleman's name. His son, now, Von Wagner, performing in the WWE on the NXT program. I met him at a joint called The Stanchion out in Corcoran for the Hamill Rodeo Party. I just wanted to say it was really nice to meet the young guy. Met his mother, met one of his friends. I'm rooting for him. I felt kind of bad. I had to tell him, hey, I haven't watched WWE in a while, but I'm going to now to check this kid out. Mm-hmm. And it was really a blast to meet him over at the Stanchion.
He kind of looks like Edge.
He does got a little edge to him. Yeah, I can see that. I'm looking at him right now.
You got a little edge to you.
Big dude.
Yeah.
He probably could kick any one of our asses. So that was cool.
Probably all at once, too.
Probably all at once. A cool experience. Meeting him, I wanted to say good luck to you.
I don't think there's anybody on any of the WWE rosters that I'd have a chance in a fight with. So I'm going to take your word for it.
He could probably kick all our asses. Over at the Stanchion. You guys ever been?
Never been.
No.
Yeah, it's up there, Corcoran Way. Saw a live act up there, too.
Ooh.
What's that all about?
I love live music.
You just love live music?
Especially at like bars like that.
You don't even care who I'm talking about.
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
A live man. Ooh. Yeah, maybe you've heard of this Devin Worley?
No, it's like a country. Sounds like a country guy.
Girl.
Country girl.
Country hard rock kind of a thing. They were very good. Very good. Knocked my socks off. Is Randy Shaver back on vacation or back from vacation yet?
I'm not sure. I
find out today.
So I thought it was like a 2-week road trip, which, that would have been 2 weeks. The week we were on and then last week. So I'd imagine he's back. And he'll be in a terrible mood if he's got to go back to TV. I don't know when he goes back to TV.
Randy will be checking in with us at 7:30. So will Brad Ryder.
I kind of feel like he still has this week off. Because for some reason, I'm thinking the 14th, he said.
Well, if you kind of feel it, then I'm going with it.
So off from TV, meaning?
Yeah. I think he still might have this week left.
Well, then he'll be in a good mood. That's great.
And then along the way, while we were off, I also received an email from a listener named Jason, hacking and turning Jesus. And I found this pretty interesting. And I don't know, Josh, I mean, it made me feel like, how should I say this? Sometimes some of our conversations here on the program, we have a lot of laughs, we bust balls, we talk a lot of nonsense, but every once in a while, some of the conversations that we have on this program can actually positively affect people in their real life.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this. I got the same email.
Did you?
Yeah, and I talked to a guy on the boat, a booze cruise, that had something similar to say about something else.
It's kind of nice. Every once in a while you get an email and you go, wow, something or another we discussed on this program had a positive effect or had an effect. The way this all broke down. You've heard me tell my story on the air here before about when I was a kid and I had a spontaneous pneumothorax, a collapsed lung. It was a horrifying thing when I was a 14-year-old kid.
Sounds brutal.
I was laid up in the hospital for 6-7 days. Got this email from, again, Hacking and Turning Jesus, who said, this was from July 1st, so we had just gone on vacation. This morning, my son woke up with a spontaneous pneumothorax. He had pain in his chest and back and was having difficulty taking deep breaths. He said in the email, Nick, your stories of your experience with your spontaneous pneumothorax helped me recognize what his symptoms could be and made me realize I should take him into the doctor right away. Without that knowledge, I might have tried waiting it out to see if it got better because I never would have suspected a collapsed lung. In the email from July 1st, he said, we're in the ER now. They just finished putting in a chest tube. They're transferring him to the hospital. He's in good spirits, feeling much better. But he said, thank you so much for telling your story. For all we know, it may have saved my son's life.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And that's very cool that he thought to email that in.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. Now, I emailed back and forth with him once or twice, and I guess things were looking better, and I hope everything's all back to normal for the son of Hacking and Turning Jesus.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. All we do is save lives.
You're damn right.
Heroes always making sacrifices. HAMS. Yeah, it was nice. I had a great conversation with a guy on the boat who had mentioned he likes it. We talk about my epilepsy at times. His stepson is going through some of that, and I'm lucky that I've been able to maintain being okay, and which took a long time, and there's misdiagnoses quite often, going through the different medications he was explaining to me with his son. I mean, that was a miserable experience. So it's been so long for me. I've got one that has worked for me, right? It's just kind of figured itself out. So And I've heard people say that before because, some people are embarrassed that they have epilepsy. I've never felt that way. And to be honest, I don't fully get that. I mean, what are you going to do? It's not your fault. Mm-hmm. You didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. But that was nice to hear. And this was such a cool guy. And you could tell that he adores his stepson and was really trying to make sure that he's as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, it sounded like me and this kid, the son of hacking and turning Jesus. It sounded like we had similar experiences. His dad told me that they got the chest tube popped into him, which sucks. I remember that feeling of a chest. They cut you open and they have to jam this tube between your ribs into your lung.
How aware
chest cavity
are you of what's going on, and how much are you already so miserable that it just doesn't really matter at that point?
Well, what was weird, my experience from 1986, when we were heading down to the hospital, even though I was told, my lung is completely collapsed, my chest cavity is filling with blood, and I needed to get to the hospital as soon as possible and have them take care of this. I remember being very relaxed because my assumption was, well, they'll, and my knowledge came 100% from television programs. My assumption was they would gas me, whatever they call that, what do they call that?
The laughing gas?
Put you under, whatever the medical term is.
Anesthesia?
Anesthesia. My assumption was they would anesthetize me, and I would wake up feeling better. You following?
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Right. So I wasn't scared. But they get me in the hospital, they lay me out on the bed, and then the doctor says, well, we're just going to shoot your chest with Novocaine and then insert the tube. And that's when the fear hit me. I'm going to be awake for this? And when they blast that tube into your chest, Novocaine can only dummy down the pain so much. That's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
It's like someone putting a knife in you. So like I was saying, it sounds like me and this kid had some similar experiences. So I guess to answer your question, Josh, you're very aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I was curious because I've had a couple procedures that were so uncomfortable and painful. It didn't matter what else they did or who was in the room. Like that, more so that I've had a few where they're like, "Hey, we got to bring this other person in here, or a student, whatever," and I was pretty embarrassed. And then it was so uncomfortable, it just didn't matter.
Yeah,
you could have live streamed it. I wouldn't have cared. There was nothing that you could have done that would be worse than what was going on.
I was in quite a bit of pain, and I was desperate, for anything to help that. So, the pain of the tube going in was intense, but still, the mindset was okay. If I can gut out a little bit of this pain, it'll eventually get better. But the similar experience I had with the son was, according to one of the emails, the original chest tube wasn't working properly. They had to take it out and put another one in.
Oh, man, that sucks.
And that's what troubled. When they took the original tube out of me, that hurt more than when they put it in. So we had, it sucked. The whole damn process sucked. Laying there for 6 days. Never took a deuce.
Is that because of it, or because
you ever hung on to one for 6 days?
Oh yeah.
No.
Woo-wee.
When vacation, like leaving the state, that type of thing, for whatever reason. I don't know what happens. My digestive system just says, you know what? Once we get back home, we'll figure that out.
Wow.
God dang. No, I didn't want to use the bucket.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because you're bedridden.
Yeah, so I just hung on to it. Mm-hmm. When you're 14, you're physically able to do that. God knows now there's not a chance in hell I'd be able to do. But I just didn't want to use the bucket. I thought that was horrible. I'm going to deuce in a bucket, and then another live human being's going to have to do something. I couldn't. So I just piled it on. So I'm glad your kid's doing better. And
what a cool thing for him to do, to reach out on that.
Yeah, that was nice. Then I also just received a text that says, now that summer is half over, can we get a countdown to the state fair? Apparently this individual, this is from longest divorce case in Wright County history, Jesus. He says there's 45 days until the state fair. You guys ready to start counting that down, or does that you don't want to acknowledge that yet, because the closer we get to the state fair, the closer we get to the end of summer?
I'm always ready to count down to the state fair.
Yeah,
the end of summer doesn't really mean much to me anymore.
No.
Without
as
school,
kid going to school, it would matter.
Yeah, that's when I really paid attention to it, obviously. But no, I'm excited. I drove by it a couple times. Couldn't wait for it to open. I think they already did the food sampling,
the taste of thing.
Yeah,
where you
taste of the state fair.
Yeah.
Was that last week or the week before? I forget. But they recently did that.
All right, so 45 days until the state fair. Just a heads up. From longest divorce case in Wright County history.
Sorry you're going through that, man.
Yeah, how long?
I don't know. Get back to us. It's not still going on, is it? It's just not.
Oh.
Is it still going on or is it over? Let us get back to us. I got to know what the day, well, how many days, how many months, whatever. So there you go. We're effing. Everybody feeling all right with that?
Yeah, feeling pretty good.
Like I said earlier, Randy Shaver, whether or not he's still on vacation, we'll find out. If he is, we're going to bring it to an end. Because if we're back to work, he should be back to work. Right, Cubby?
I think so.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will jump
It's
in
the
on the
best part
mix.
of his day. He said it before.
He says that. He does.
When we know it's true because his wife told us that probably a decade ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we knew it was true.
She talks a lot of nonsense. A lot of. We are back, and we're happy to be back. We're happy to have the brother and sisterhood back with us, and we appreciate you sticking around. We'll take a break and be right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
For a limited time, Sweet Deals is offering qualified listeners an exciting vacation. Spend 4 days and 3 nights at a luxury hotel in fun and fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada for only $99. Save more than $600. As part of the package, you'll receive $100 in free slot play, $100 dining advantage card, and each guest will be booked in a suite. You'll be vacationing in luxury that's only available in Vegas. Attendance is required at a presentation for Vacation Club ownership, but who cares? There's no purchase necessary, so it's a win-win. Plus, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Do not miss this exclusive luxury vacation offer from SweetDeals.com. That's 3 nights in a luxury Las Vegas hotel for only $99. Go to SweetDeals.com right now and snag this once-in-a-lifetime offer. That's SweetDeals.com.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, I have an answer from a question earlier on in the program. We had a guy text in. He's counting down days until the great Minnesota get-together begins. He's one of those guys. He's fired up for the state fair. He says 45 days now until the state fair. I don't know if that's official or not. I can't do that kind of arithmetic. You know that.
Correct.
Is that right, Wapple? Mm-hmm. Dude said his Jesus name, and it is longest divorce in Wright County history, Jesus. So aside from us acknowledging his excitement for the state fair, we started to wonder, well, what is that record? Longest divorce in Wright County history. According to this listener, he says it was his. So we said, how long? Is it still going on? He got back to me. Apparently it's not still going on. It's over.
That's a relief.
But tell me if anyone can top this. He says his divorce lasted 3.5 years.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm not terribly familiar with what all of this means. He says 12 years alimony, $209,000 later.
Wow. Oh, makes me feel very fortunate that mine was just so painless.
Okay. That's the number.
I feel kind of poor. I could never do that.
Right.
I need a lot more than 12 years.
He says it's all paid for and done with, and he's living, he's loving life now.
Well, that's great to hear.
Brutal.
Yeah. That's just Wright County history, he says.
Does he get like a plaque at the courthouse, you think, or something?
I
or
would hope
at
so.
City Hall?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe a key, key to the whole
city,
county.
Yeah.
See now, and I feel free to text in folks who have been through long divorces or know somebody whose our number is 651-989-9393. This will be fun, hopefully. See, I know people who have been in the process of getting a divorce for much, much longer than 3.5 years.
Were they actually working at it? Because I know people that said they were going to get divorced, but they just didn't do anything because it was they didn't want to go through the hassle.
Right. See, okay, I know a few people who would fall under that category, Josh. They just don't want to deal with it, and it hangs there in oblivion for forever and ever and ever. I know a couple other people where one side wants to get it over with, the other refuses to play along. So, I mean, there's all different situations you could be in. But, I mean, I know a guy who's been dating a woman for 12 years, I think it is, and she's still married.
Oh, wow.
Because her, I guess, still technically husband, there's no guessing about it, her husband just won't man up and fill out the paperwork.
It's kind of weird that one person can just say no.
Yeah, totally. There's got to be another way around that, like something that you can do.
Maybe there's a good reason for it. I mean, there must be some reason for it where it's legal. But I can't imagine going, what do you mean no? I mean, you can't do that in any other relationship.
True.
Here are the divorce papers. Nah, I'm good.
Hey, you're fired, dude. No, I'm not.
Pull a George Costanza, come back to work the next day.
I'm not trying to diminish longest divorce case in Wright County history, Jesus, and his 3.5 years and his $209,000. I'm just saying, I've heard, maybe not financially, but I've heard worse when it comes to years gone by and multiple attempts to, finally end it, and it just won't.
This person said their parents had a divorce and custody battle for 15 years.
God dang.
To get to be an adult by that point.
Poop pumping Jesus is going through a 7-year divorce. She never turned in the papers. Actually, yours took a year, didn't it?
No,
I thought it was. So how long was it?
Geez. I have to count.
You're still counting?
Yeah, counting's tough on this show.
About 5 months.
Okay, I thought you said it was going to be a year.
There was a waiting period.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I guess in Wisconsin, they have a waiting period where they're like, no, you
make sure you're good.
Yeah, from like the moment you're like, hey, I'm going to get a divorce, they're like, okay, well, here's this timer we're going to start.
I couldn't even tell you. I really couldn't. I got some paperwork sent. I signed it. I don't remember ever getting a notice saying it's official, but that was... So for me, I'd say the experience was 5 minutes.
More anxiety than hair, Jesus. Cool seeing him on the boat, by the way. Knows a person where the divorce process took longer than the actual marriage lasted.
Oh, yeah. I'll be damned. That's an interesting topic. Feel free to text us if you got a take on this. 651-989-9393. Long, painful, miserable, or faster than you can say Jack Robinson, like myself. I signed some paperwork. Adios. All right, let's move on to the stupid news now. Anyone here ever been arrested at a job interview?
No, can't say that I have.
No?
No.
That's an all-timer in my book if you can get arrested at a job interview. I think you've reached legendary dumbass status if you can accomplish something like that.
I do like when they set up those stings, though. Hey, here's a job opportunity, and it's just a whole bunch of cops waiting on a bus. Are going to jump out and get you.
Mine was my favorite sting video that I've ever watched in my lifetime was the free television or
at the
Super Bowl.
Superdome.
Was it Super Bowl tickets?
They've done both.
Okay.
Yeah, the television one was big. One of them they did like at the Superdome.
Okay. In New Orleans.
Yeah. Or maybe it was in Detroit. I can't remember, but it was a bigger dome. And then hey, everybody who's got a warrant, come on out. We got this great prize for you.
Oh, my God.
And then they walk in, handcuffs. Walk in, handcuffs.
It was...
Billy Club, handcuffs.
Oh. It was so simple, but yet brilliant. They had all these derelicts with outstanding warrants for this or that. They sent him the cops sent him a letter in the mail saying, you've won a TV or you've won tickets to the Super Bowl. Show up at this address at this time and collect your prize. And these dumbbells walked in And like Josh wasn't exaggerating. They walk in and their arm is extended, opening the door, and the cuffs go on.
Woohoo! Big winner here. Hey, I'm going to get my prize. Best day of my life.
And it just worked over and over and over again all day long. And some of the perps, if that's the word, some of them were not mad. They were impressed. They flat out told the cops, "This was brilliant, what you did."
Yeah, respect.
Touche, sir. Or one dumbass. So no TV then, or
It's different, but it kind of makes me miss the Dateline Catch a Predator series where the guy does something horrible. He's obviously incredibly guilty. His excuses are stupid. So can I leave? Oh yeah, go ahead. You're free to go, man. Go ahead. And then he gets tackled, face broken.
Yes. Just gets speared from 3 different angles.
They kick him in the back of the van. Here you go, pervert.
A woman how do I say this? A woman was arrested for driving under the influence during a damn job interview at the sheriff's department.
Out of all places.
In a place called Marshall County, Indiana. She had an interview scheduled to get a job at the cop shop. 39-year-old gal by the name of Nicole Snidecki. She came into the building just before 9 a.m. for her job interview. While a police captain there was interviewing her, he noticed this gal was slurring her words, and she smelled like hooch. So he asked her what gives, and she went ahead and admitted that she had a couple of bumps that morning and then drove herself to the cop shop.
Boy, sadly, she's either got a real problem or all of a sudden forgot she had a job interview that morning.
When the cops dumped a breath test on her, she scored a .15 ski. So that's near twice the legal limit.
That would have been kind of funny if they have her do the tests on herself. You know?
Why would she do the test on herself?
It's a job interview. See if she could do it.
Oh.
I got this. This person is clearly not intoxicated.
She was taken to jail and will likely not be offered the job there at the sheriff's department. I don't know if she was interviewing to be a straight-up cop or a janitor or what the hell, but that's how you become the biggest moron in town right there.
That'll be fun at the cop Christmas party.
Absolutely.
Passing that mugshot around.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the stories of the dudes who show up drunk to pick up their buddy from a DUI arrest.
Yeah.
I'm here to pick up Donnie. You know, you been drinking? No.
I'm trying to think. There was like a hat trick. That's the longest train of drunks I think we've ever talked about. I thought it was a guy gets arrested.
Okay.
His mom comes to pick him up. She's drunk. They're about to release her. The stepdad comes. He's drunk.
Jesus Christ.
It's a little family reunion in jail.
Here's a video you might want to see about. Well, I think we all know it hurts to be ignored. That's hurtful, isn't it, Josh?
It is,
To be ignored.
and I sympathize with this greatly.
So I bet this dude here in Atlanta I'm about to tell you about he's feeling a little down, but he had it coming. This poor bastard walks into a nail salon looking to rob the place. He's hollering at everybody to get down on the ground. Give me the money. And hilariously, nobody gave a rat's ass.
I put myself in his shoes and I could see doing the same thing. Like, nobody's taking me seriously at all. I have a weapon.
Yeah.
I'm yelling.
No one cared.
The video's on 93x.com. Even the audio's good. Listen for the person who is so unfazed by this quote-unquote robbery, they answer the phone.
I love it.
Everybody get down! Get down the money! It's got the buckets! Get down the money! Get down! Where's the money? Give me the money! Where's the money? Everybody give me everything!
And then he walks out.
Dude, I love this effing video. You got to see it on our website, like Josh told you. That's the best part of the video.
The phone call? Yeah.
Dude picks up the phone. Hello. The robber had approached him at that point. The robber had given up on the women who were sitting in the nail salon because they reacted. They were non-reaction. They just acted like he wasn't even there. So he approaches the dude behind the counter, and the dude answers the phone and walks away. That's beautiful. They just didn't move or acknowledge this dope at all. One gal did get up out of her seat, put her hands up, and then just left. He didn't try to stop her. She didn't look terribly concerned. She just thought, well,
I'm just going to get out of here.
I'll go this way.
Let you do this.
Once he realized that no one cared, he kind of stood in the middle of the store, looked around, and then walked on out.
Come on, guys. I gotta take something.
He did his best scary robber guy impersonation, and he couldn't get it done. So Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta are now searching for this guy. They say he sped away in a silver car. There's a $2,000 reward up and running for whoever can find this prick. But, man, I bet he was hurt by that.
Sucks for him it was on video.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that audio's great. The video's great, but even the audio works with the hey, buddy, get down on the ground! Give me everything!
You can kind of hear him losing steam towards the end.
And the guy that answers the phone. Hello?
What's up? Nothing, really.
No,
Say just a regular day.
Another day at work.
I know a guy who does this when he answers the phone. So, if I'm calling him, ring, then I hear him pick up, and for whatever reason, he's been doing this since we were kids. He goes, hello? Did you follow
There's
that?
the hiccup?
Yeah.
He cuts himself off. Hello? Anybody got anywhere we can go with that?
No, I think
That
that
would
was
bother
pretty
me eventually.
Hello?
good. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up? What's up?
I don't know why. Why does that first hello never come out? I've asked him about it. He's completely unaware of it.
Huh.
Reminds me of our former intern, who for whatever reason would make that noise as he'd enter and exit a room.
Well, at the end of every sentence.
Pretty much.
I do always love when we can talk about. It's a guy we used to work with. That was the nickname we dumped on him. Because, like Josh was saying, as he entered or exited a room, or after any, I'm not exaggerating, after any statement he made, he ended it with, now I'm starting to, I'm losing it here. He ended every statement he made with,
A friend of mine's wife has this habit where if she says something she feels is profound or maybe funny, she punctuates it with a sniff.
no.
Like, I just gave you that.
Just like Mr. Furley, played by Don Knotts on the historic sitcom, what the hell was it called
Three's
again?
Company.
Three's Company. If you ever watch old Three's Company episodes, and Don Knotts is one of the funniest men who ever lived, correct, Josh?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And part of his character is when he said something he thought was pretty sly, he'd wrap it up with,
Maybe that's where she got it.
yeah.
Like, yep, that was another good one. Another good one in the books.
You guys see that Twins game yesterday?
Yeah, that was awful.
I'm continuing my impersonation of, hey, I got to take tomorrow off. I had an uncle that passed away. All right, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. This is no way for a man to go right here. All penis owners should take a moment to pay their respects to this unlucky fella right here. A gardener in Thailand, he bled to death after he accidentally tore his own pecker off with some kind of a weed whip.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh,
The dead dude was only 39 years old.
He was still working.
Yeah.
I mean, he could still make that thing work at 39.
Lucky bastard. He went by the name of Preditsin. That was his name.
You guys ever accidentally got your ankle with a weed whipper? It does not. It's not ideal.
I mean, I've shot little pebbles or something at myself, but I've never hit myself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten myself in the toes.
Oof, that hurts.
This guy was hired to clean up a park summers there in Thailand. He had some tools for the gig, this and that, weed whackers, trimmers, and such. One of them got tangled up in his ween, and he ended up dead. He was found dead, soaked in blood out there in the tall grass. Word is the blade came loose while he was doing his thing, and it smoked him right in the dork. The blade the cops found on his weed whip was designed to cut metal, not grass. So I think our pal Preditsin here had tried to, jimmy rig some kind of a tool to help his trimming job go a little quicker, and unfortunately it killed him dead. F me running sideways. Josh and I have been saying it for decades. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should have to die at work.
We've made a pact where if one of us dies in the studio, the other is going to drag them outside.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just resuscitate me long enough where I'm not on Cumulus property.
Yes. Get me outside in the grass.
Rest in paradise, Preditsin. You let her buck. You did. He tried to do something,
Boy, if there's
to help his job go easier, and it ended up killing him, Cubby.
If there's an afterlife, I sure hope they don't just ask you, hey, so how'd you go? I wouldn't want anybody to know.
Yeah. I'd make up a story at that point.
Well, it's not like I cut my penis off working in the yard.
What are you accusing me of?
Wouldn't that be silly?
I caught that. That was like a very you're satisfied with yourself.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
A self-satisfying sniff after each witty line. That's what Josh is going to try to go with that for the rest of the day, will you?
Well, I might have exhausted it.
Now let me throw this your way. Maybe you guys can remember a thing or two. So, all these penis enlargement surgeries are going on. There are plenty of dudes out there who will stop at nothing to be hung like a Belgian plow elk. All these operations going on, people signing up for penis enlargement surgery. Some dudes try to gain an inch or two with do-it-yourself
injections?
Methods?
No, methods. That's the word.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Some try to gain an inch or two just at home, do-it-yourself methods. So maybe you can remember, what's the most ridiculous, insane, stupid idea you ever heard for trying to enlarge a penis at home? Haven't we heard of guys who would hang weights from it?
That's that's the first one that came to mind.
Is there any others you can think? I know it's a tough question, but I remember we've heard of guys that'll hang weights.
People inject it with like a silicone or something.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Gross.
Didn't, pardon the pun, but we heard about a guy who used cock.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Well, here's one way not to do it if you're trying to enlarge yourself at home. Some stupid idiot rammed his pee-pee into a red ant's nest.
Oh. No.
He donged it.
There had to have been a reason.
Well, yeah.
Remember how Nick set this thing up about wanting your penis to get bigger?
Didn't you hear the setup? Apparently there's video of this. I'm fine missing out on that. But dude humped an ant's nest like he took it to prom.
You humped an ant, didn't you? Oh, this is different. Didn't you? This is different than what Dana did not too long ago.
Yeah, that's different.
Not an aunt. We're talking about ants.
An ant.
Ants.
And then he collapsed in pain after the red ants started in on his gear. And he actually said beforehand Like I said, this was on video somewhere. He mentioned to somebody that he was trying to, quote, treat his erectile dysfunction. By the way, he threw his balls in there, too.
That's good.
And the ants chewed on his pills for him as well. So word is he penetrates the nest, and it hurt. He washed the angry ants off of himself with water, but he wasn't going to give up. He donged the nest a second time, and the red ants stung him again, and then he called it quits.
Going back for seconds.
That first one hurt a lot. Let's try it again. That's commitment.
He came out of the deal with terrible blisters up and down his bag and his pecker, but I guess he got what he wanted. All the swelling did enlarge his wad for a brief amount of time.
So, Ashley, you see that he's bigger, but there's blisters on there. Does that cancel each other out?
Most definitely, yeah.
All right, so you're saying no at that point.
Yeah, that's not helping the situation.
What if you found, let's say it worked, but you found out how it happened, that he humped an ant's nest?
I don't know what I would do.
You'd stay away from that?
So gross, yeah.
Steelers fan Jesus has a at-home penis enlargement method. He's been allowing his wife to lead him around by his penis for years. He says it's not working. So seeing how this nonsense, this guy putting his damn penis and testicles in a damn ant's nest, seeing how this became a popular video, a doctor somewheres in Thailand. We're in Thailand again? Okay. He felt like he should say something. This doctor felt like he should make some statement online, so he warned the public not to mimic this. You don't need to be a doctor to, but he felt responsible to go ahead and say, there are various treatment options available. There's medication. Josh, there's vacuum devices.
Sure. That's not mine.
Shockwave therapy. Ooh. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Shockwave therapy to enlarge your penis.
I wonder if, like, day one of med school, this doctor said, you know what? I'm going to put in all this work, pay all this money. I'm going to get educated. So one day I can tell people to knock dongs and anthills.
Boy, I'll tell you, if you could invent something that safely made a man's penis larger, why did I qualify it with a man's penis? But anyways, that made a penis larger, you're going to be a billionaire.
Oh,
instantly.
for sure.
And you're going to get some of my money, that's for sure.
Well, here's a listener that says, if I'm able to fit my schlong and bag into an ant's nest, I'd be willing to try a few things, too, to enlarge my penis. Well, maybe a red ant's nest is, I don't know what they look like.
Some of those can get pretty big. I've seen the Indiana Jones movie.
Heck yeah.
This effing guy, I don't know. I don't know why you would. But everybody's different, aren't they, Josh?
They are. You know, and unfortunately, we do live in a day and age where doctors absolutely have to get online and tell people, don't do this newest stunt or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. What movie? Dumb and Dumber. Somebody got whacked upside the head with a big gulp. Oh, look at
Josh is going right there.
I got one right here.
Look at that.
Look how big this is.
That's huge.
I'll gulp this.
Well, see you later.
What are you talking about? We have 7-Elevens here in town?
I don't know if we still do. I used to live next to two of them.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Christ, I hope we don't do 7-Eleven ads on this radio station.
Were they bought by Speedway or something like that? I can't remember.
I just don't. Down there in stupid-ass Florida, someone got whacked upside the head with a big gulp. A 7-Eleven worker was arrested for pounding a female customer. Customer, not a word. He smacked a female customer in the head with a big gulp. I don't know why that's killing me the way it is.
You know, tomorrow is 7-Eleven Day. And they give away some stuff. So did you find out, do we have one here?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I can't find one.
Well, balls Mahoney.
Where I grew up, there was a 7-Eleven across the street from a 7-Eleven.
Nice.
Pretty sweet, huh?
So the cops say this cashier at 7-Eleven, a guy by the name of Miles Jenkins. Just for the record, his friends call him Taz. That's pretty cool, right?
That is pretty sweet.
Cool.
Maybe because he looks a little bit like the former wrestler, current AEW announcer, the father of Hook, Taz. If you look up his picture, I guess they got bald heads. I don't know. I don't know why they call him Taz. But this Taz, working behind the counter at the 7-Eleven, it says here he got frustrated with a customer over payment and then threw a big gulp filled with lemonade upside her skull.
Lemonade.
Could be refreshing if it's a hot day.
Somebody commented on the story, when life gives you lemonade, you throw it at someone.
Also, people are telling me via text that Holiday bought up all the 7-Elevens. I don't know.
I've heard the other way around. 7-Eleven owns Speedway. That plenty of people are texting that. We got a lot more texts on that.
A lot of people are very knowledgeable about gas stations.
You got to know things.
Speaking of big gulps, I had a professor in college that called them bedwetters.
Bedwetters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
I think Homeboy's middle name is Taz.
Who's Homeboy?
The Miles.
Miles Jenkins, the guy who hit a Gallops. His middle name is Taz?
Yeah.
That makes him even more. He's not a cool guy. This guy's going to be going away for a while. He's done some terrible things in his past. I don't even want to list them. Now that he's hit a lady with a big gulp, I wouldn't expect to see this Taz for quite a stretch of time. Quite a stretch, Josh.
We got some knowledgeable folks out there texting in on this whole convenience store.
They know who bought who and who owns who. I don't know. How do you follow things like that? How?
Yeah, because my wife got my big gulp yesterday from Speedway, which makes sense.
Yeah?
7-Eleven bought them. I miss 7-Eleven.
Well, I never really had many experiences there, so I can't say one way or another.
You know what I used to buy at 7-Elevens growing up?
Talk to me.
New York Seltzer. You guys remember those?
No, I don't.
Never heard of it.
You guys are too young, I guess.
Oh, God, my sister used to buy that by the caseload, and I don't...
Those were awesome.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
What do you mean?
They tasted just like bubbly nothing.
No, then you got the wrong ones. Your sister got the wrong ones.
New York Seltzer.
It was basically a bottle of sugar. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, you
then.
must be.
What's that bubbly water that's nothing that Ray Romano always drinks on his television show from 20 years ago?
Oh, just like sparkling water?
Yes. Isn't that what we're talking about?
No.
They got flavors in this one.
Well, yeah, there were some...
There's flavored seltzers, but this is different.
The stuff that I remember, it was bubbly water. Yes, they would claim there was a flavor involved. And there was no flavor.
You're very passionate about. You're yelling about this.
It would say it would say blueberry or cherry, and there was nothing there.
Take your word for it.
Black cherry. Oh yeah, social anxiety. Jesus, that was a good one. Black cherry for sure.
All right, look this up on the internet when we have a minute later, Josh, so we can know whether my yelling is directly connected to the product that you claim to enjoy back in the day.
Didn't Ray Romano always drink ginger ale too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Canadian dry, I thought.
Oh, I like that.
I like a ginger ale.
Is that okay? If I like ginger ale?
I'm okay with that.
No.
Mix it with some ginger beer and vodka.
While we're on the topic of weaponizing foods, before we wrap up the stupid news, here's a sandwich that was used in an assault, according to a dude, in a town called Traverse City, which I believe is in Bob Seger's home state of Michigan, I think, is where Traverse City. A sub sandwich was weaponized in an assault. A 62-year-old woman is in custody. She was accused of assaulting a male friend of hers with the sandwich. See if you're buying this. The woman told the cops that she had been offering her male pal a bite of her sandwich, but then it fell and hit him in the face.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
A falling sandwich. Don't we? Anytime someone's got a sandwich, by God, look out. It's going to fall. The man told police he felt threatened by her actions and accused her of assaulting him with the sandwich. I'm not sure where to go with this. This is so dumb. Police examined the evidence.
The sandwich?
Surprised it even came out.
Right. They say the sandwich was still intact, but it was floppy.
Clearly has been used as a weapon.
The kind of sandwich was not specified in the report.
Ooh. What would be the worst sandwich to get hit? I suppose a club sandwich.
Meatball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just
Something
messy.
hot, yeah.
A knuckle sandwich is the worst one to get hit by. I'll tell you that right now. That New York seltzer is garbage.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Vargas in the area, still with it on the right side, stepping over, setting it back for Lindsay. Lindsay sends it back into the area for Swiderski. One touch, he scores! Another one for Swiderski! And that one was more impressive than the first!
What the hell's going on there?
Mickey Mouse is calling soccer games.
I guess so.
Everybody said that. Everybody said, hey, is this guy putting on a bid or what?
That's the way he does it, I guess.
He's calling a soccer game. Somebody scored, and don't get me wrong, I can understand the shock and excitement of a goal happening during a soccer game. But the guy transformed from a grown man to Mickey F. me running mouse. Can we hear that again, Josh?
Yeah, hold on one sec.
That's crazy. I used to know a guy who talked just like Mickey Mouse. I did.
Vargas in the area, still with it on the right side, stepping over, setting it back for Lindsay. Lindsay sends it back into the area for Swiderski. One touch, he scores! Another one for Swiderski! And that one was more impressive than the first!
There was this old guy that used to drink at the same bar that I did, who that was where he was at too at all times. Hey guys, everything going all right out there? It was the wackiest thing. Fully grown man, but that was where he was at. That's good stuff. The Twins got totally pumped. All weekend they were pumped by the Baltimore Orioles. 15-2 was not good. Yesterday was 15-2. The Orioles batted around twice. They hit 6 dongs. But now we're at the All-Star break. They're one game under 500 at the All-Star break. Tonight's the home run derby. Who's going to be wrapped up in the home run derby later?
I used to love it, but I guess I haven't watched it in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know if I will.
I go back and forth these days with the home run derby. I'll watch a little bit, and then I'll go this way and that way.
Is Chris Berman still doing it?
I don't know. We'll find out. It used to be something that held me for the duration. Now I'll hop around. That's going on tonight. I don't know what the hell else is going on around here. Somebody hit Britney Spears in the face. We can cover that later, I guess.
Hit Britney Spears in the face.
Britney Spears hit herself in the face?
Yeah, that's what they're saying now.
Why is she hitting herself?
That was the worst.
Why are you hitting yourself, Britney Spears? That doesn't make me happy at all to learn that Britney Spears has been hit in the face. Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver will join us in a half hour. Josh's News is coming up next.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
Are you currently enjoying the show on the Stitcher app? Then you need to know Stitcher is going away on August 29th. Yep, going away, as in kaput, gone, dead. Rest in peace, Stitcher, and thanks for 15 years of service to the podcast community. So switch to another podcast app and follow this show there. Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
At this point, due to the statements that they are giving me over there, you're being placed under arrest for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A Florida man's 4th of July festivities ended in handcuffs after he allegedly came out of his house with a gun, pointed the gun's laser sight at a group of neighbors, and yelled at them for lighting off fireworks. Deputies were called shortly before 10 p.m. on the 4th of July after neighbors called 911 to report 70-year-old Christopher Lemke pulled a gun and later came out and said, "Next person to light one of these is getting one of these, pointing at his weapon. Cool line. A neighbor said he was lighting fireworks with his kids when Lemke came outside with concern about the fireworks going over his house. So the neighbor told deputies he and his family moved further down the street to light those fireworks. However, Lemke came out a second time about 15 minutes later with the firearm and reportedly made a threat.
What a douchebag.
He admitted to owning the gun and bringing it outside, telling police he felt he was in danger and was concerned about the safety of his family and his home.
I brought it out because there were a bunch of people around. I thought, well, I'm just going to have it to defend myself. I'm 70 years old.
You brought a gun outside for a fireworks complaint. Are you kidding me?
The cop was not impressed.
Gosh, I love when cops get a little attitude like that.
He said the intensity of the fireworks could be felt inside and said his wife and pets were panicking because of the noise.
What are you, 6 years old? It's fireworks. But, you know.
You could go outside and just say something nicely. And, yeah, he definitely escalated that situation with a cool line.
Yeah. I mean,
what was his line
gotta
again?
give him that.
I'd tell you, I'd appreciate it if he said something like that to me. Next person to light one of those is getting one of these.
And he had one of those guns that had the laser pointer thing on, like the movies. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's pretty bad.
Cubby, you know there's a lot of people out there who are just waiting on a reason. Just waiting on a reason. That's their entire existence, just waiting on a reason.
Yeah, back when I was a younger man, I had some holsters with middle fingers ready to go on the road. I'd just pull one of those out if I needed to.
Dude.
Hit you with both sides. The double finger. That one always cracks me up.
Yeah.
Is that guy driving around a corner and double birding me at the same time?
The double bird, that's your favorite style?
Well, it's the most humorous to me.
You know,
the middle finger now cracks me up more than anything if I see it. I've since calmed myself down on the roads, ever since I was in my mid-20s.
What about the countdown? I've told you the story before of the countdown.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, that's good.
This is the most creative use of the finger I've ever heard of. This happened to a friend of mine. He's driving, and a lady pulls up to his right, and is matching his speed. You know how that happens once in a while, where you think, oh, okay, are they?
Why on purpose?
Right? Is this on purpose? And it was. He looks over. He doesn't remember cutting anybody off or anything like that, but he apparently pissed this lady off at one point or another while he was driving. He has no memory of what happened, but this lady is matching his speed. So, and he looks over, and she puts up her hand, all 5 fingers up in the air, and he's looking at her. What do you mean? What? Like she's waiting on a high five, and then she goes 4, 3, 2. He's completely confused, and then the 1 was her middle finger.
Yeah, that is impressive.
He'd never seen it since or before, but I thought that's very creative.
To me, that would de-escalate the situation.
Yeah,
I would
start
laughing.
I'd laugh.
Not for him. He chased her around town for a while because he's a hard-on.
Oh, geez.
But yeah, I thought, wow, that's wildly creative, and I think she should be appreciated for that.
Yeah, I do like a good line. If somebody's going to say something terrible to me, if it's funny, I can appreciate that, and it kind of makes the situation better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A Texas man who was missing as a teenager in 2015 actually returned home the next day, but he and his mother deceived officers by giving false names over the ensuing 8 years. Detectives announced last week they found Rudolph Farias IV after receiving a call about a person lying on the ground in front of a Southeast Houston church. Authorities had not previously said where the now 25-year-old spent the 8 years since he was reported missing after taking his 2 dogs on a walk near his family's home again in 2015. There had even been multiple times in the 8 years when officers spoke with the young man, and he allegedly lied about his identity.
Both Janie, Rudy's mother, and Rudy himself gave fictitious names while interacting with various patrol officers.
While he was seen by many people coming and going from the house over the years, his mother identified him as her nephew and not her alleged missing son. Chief Troy Finner said he doesn't know why the mother allegedly maintained her son has been missing all this time.
Did the kid, how old is he now?
Now he's 25.
He just wanted to disappear from society somehow, some way?
I don't know. Or if the mom, I was wondering, is this a custody thing, where she was hiding the kid? But he was hiding in plain sight.
8 effing years they put this act on? 8 years.
Odd.
And then he'd be an illegal adult in just 1 year after he left.
Did you say an illegal adult?
Or
Yeah.
he'd be illegal.
He did.
Legal. Oh, legal. It's like the awake situation again.
Legal.
Legal.
Yeah.
Dude.
I see what happened.
It takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while to warm back up to this, doesn't it, Wobble?
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes what I like to do is imagine your words on paper, you know? Just there'd be no space between that A and legal. That's what I'm picturing. Police in Lake Tahoe are on the lookout for a prowler they said has been breaking into hotel rooms and fondling women's feet.
Oh.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said 2 different women reported waking up about 4:30 a.m. to an intruder fondling their feet. When they woke up, the intruder left the room. In both cases, the women's rooms were on the ground floor, and detectives believe the intruder entered through unsecured exterior screen doors. Residents and guests staying in the Lake Tahoe area were reminded to secure all exterior doors.
Well, that's pretty creepy right there, Cubby.
A woman aboard an American Airlines flight caused quite the scene when she was caught on camera freaking out and heading for the exit because of an apparent passenger she said wasn't real. The bizarre expletive-laden meltdown reportedly occurred as the flight was preparing to depart Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
The reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. But I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was that guy.
The guy that's not real?
Yeah, I'd be like, wait, she's talking about me? What's wrong with me?
I'm gullible. For a second, I'd wonder, oh my gosh, am I not real?
Yeah. I think what you do is look around at the other passengers and say, she's exactly right.
She then points to the rear of the plane, prompting other passengers to turn around to get a glimpse of the source of her concern, although no one saw anyone. Comedian Carrot Top was on the plane.
Oh, my God.
He posted a video on social media afterward, and he was pissed.
I give my hats off to everyone at American Airlines today for how they handled the situation when that nut job just lost your mind in front of the whole plane. I hope you're having a relaxing evening behind bars in Dallas, Texas. Hope you enjoyed your little stunt.
The ordeal delayed the flight for roughly 3 hours as all passengers were forced to get off the plane before reboarding.
Frightening.
A couple other newsworthy items from the not-so-friendly skies. A first-class passenger accused of threatening to kill everyone aboard his Seattle-bound flight later told authorities he wanted the flight diverted because he thought there was a cartel waiting and would torture him and kill him when he went to the airport. No other details about his beliefs were included in the report, and no explosives were found. A man traveling from Paris to Toronto discovered the floor under he and his wife's seats soaked in blood.
Oh.
Air France set on a flight from Paris to Boston the previous day. A man experienced a hemorrhage. The pilot asked the area be sanitized for the plane's trip back to Paris, but the cleaners overlooked the floor. That passenger reportedly survived.
Somebody experienced a hemorrhage?
Yeah, and it was bad enough that they spent all this time cleaning and still missed a bunch on the floor.
Ew.
Yeah, it must have been a lot. A Southwest Airlines flight from Las Vegas to Hawaii was diverted after a flight attendant received photos on their phone alluding that a bomb was on board. All the passengers and their luggage were searched with the help of explosive detection canines, but no explosive materials were found. And in what's being described as a shocking display of unruly behavior, a British Airways flight turned into a terrifying scene when an argument between passengers escalated into a violent altercation. The incident, caught on camera, involved one passenger wielding a broken wine bottle as a weapon. The argument initially started as a verbal exchange before one of the passengers grabbed a wine bottle and smashed it, using the broken glass to stab the other passenger involved.
Boy, it makes you want to buy a plane ticket, doesn't it?
Let's go right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 4 more we could have done here.
God dang.
A Hernando County, Florida Sheriff's Office employee's out of a job after allegedly fabricating a crime to explain why he shot himself in the leg.
Well, wouldn't you consider such a thing?
I definitely would consider it,
Yeah.
3:30 a.m., June 30th, 21-year-old Dakota Wood, rad name, told deputies 2 men tried to steal his car and threatened to kill him before firing a single shot, striking him in the thigh. That was his story. According to his story, the shooter picked up a shell casing before leaving the scene. He also told deputies he returned fire, striking one of the men several times. After paramedics took Wood to the hospital to treat his wounds, he allegedly revealed to detectives his story was fabricated.
That sucks.
He told them he drove to a park because he was having issues with his girlfriend. He claimed he was playing with the gun when he accidentally fired it and struck himself in the thigh. The sheriff's office said Wood allegedly made up the carjacking story because he didn't want to get in trouble. He resigned from his job as a dispatcher during that investigation.
Yeah, probably for the best there.
A Tennessee man's behind bars after finding a gun in some couch cushions and then accidentally shooting his friend in the face. According to the report, a witness told police that he, 24-year-old Homer Zelaya, and the victim, Kevin Ariel Gonzalez, were hanging out in the living room when Zelaya found a gun between the couch cushions and started messing with it, waving it around in the direction of two other men.
That's what you do when you find a gun in the couch cushions. That's how you do
other
it.
People, yeah.
That's how you do it.
The gun discharged and hit Kevin Ariel Gonzalez, police said. Ariel Gonzalez. Zelaya reportedly told police he tried to hide the gun, and he threw it in a drainage ditch close to the apartment. Police recovered the weapon and arrested him. The other man was taken to the hospital where he's expected to recover. Shot in the face. A real headline out of Kentucky. Gas leak reported at burrito restaurant. Hopefully you're as immature and saw the humor in that. An irate husband battered a man bloody with an aluminum bat after catching him in bed with his wife. 31-year-old John Dimming burst into the victim's Airbnb and caught him in the act with his startled spouse. Responding to a 911 call, deputies entered the residence and found the living room spattered with blood. The officers went to the apartment's bedroom where the badly bloodied victim was lying on his back, holding a towel to his head. According to an arrest report, he told deputies he was a CT technician from Arizona and Florida for work. He said that Dimming's wife was his coworker, and they had gone out for drinks after work before returning to his Airbnb. While in bed, he suddenly heard the front door open before seeing Dimming charging toward him with a bat in hand. The enraged husband pinned him down and bashed him 3 times. The man denied the assault, which was caught on camera, unfortunately for him, and he was placed under arrest.
Never happened. We got it on video. All right, I guess it happened.
Son of a bee. Son of a bee.
God, man, get a little side action, and next thing you know, you're getting a Easton aluminum bat upside the head. That's no fun.
Minnesota Department of Transportation is replacing town and city signs across the state to reflect updated populations from the 2020 census. Last week, however, they replaced 2 in Ogilvie, a small town between Mora and Malacca. But the 388 residents there quickly noticed something was different. MnDOT spelled the sign wrong. It read O-G-L-I-V-I-E.
I actually saw it on Facebook. Somebody posted it on social media, and I just started rolling that they spelled it that way.
It's easy to misspell. I've gotten letters, bills, everything with the misspelling of Ogilvie. I'm just going to laugh about it and wait for it to happen again.
She did. She laughed about it, and she's waiting. Ogilvie is how they spelled it. Why waste the sign? Let's just change the name of the town, one resident joked. When you're going 60 miles an hour and you see a sign, who really reads it? Another said. The signs have been replaced, but the laugh remains. MnDOT joked on Facebook saying, well, that's embarrassing. Sorry about that. Spelling is hard. We're working on replacement sings as we speak, and we'll make sure it's correct this time. Many of the words in the post spelled wrong on purpose this time. Ogilvie Mayor Mark Nilsson thanked MnDOT for taking care of things so quickly, saying now social media can find something else to worry about. It wasn't the first MnDOT blunder to get widespread attention. In 2020, the contractor who rebuilt Interstate 35W between downtown Minneapolis and Highway 62 installed 6 misspelled signs along the high occupancy toll lanes. They spelled vehicle wrong.
God dang it.
Yeah, that would suck. Actress Sofia Vergara, 51 today, hubba hubba. Ponch and John's boss on Chips, Robert Pine, 82.
I'll be damned.
His son, Chris Pine, hubba hubba, plays Kirk in the new Star Trek movies and Steve in the Wonder Woman franchise.
Really? That's his dad was the captain on Chips.
Yeah.
F me.
Indeed. Best of luck to Christina, the better half of Ginger Lickin' Good Jesus, going to the Mayo Clinic for surgery today. Best wishes to Oil Spill Jesus, going in for hand surgery later today. And happy birthday to Grand Marais Jesus from the wifey, who says, Oh, my gosh. I hope you enjoyed the sucky sucky. I also hope you enjoyed the sucky sucky.
I think we all do.
And that's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Angie Nyquist from the Twin Cities is a social media coordinator and a big T-Wolves fan, right?
I am a big Timberwolves fan. We have season tickets. The season did not go the way we were hoping for, but I'm hopeful because we have Anthony Edwards. It's really good. And we have Naz Reid, who I named my cat for.
You have a cat named?
Naz Reid.
Naz Reid. There you go.
All caps.
Does he get confused, like whether you're calling for him or for the player?
But she actually watches basketball with us. She loves it. She loves watching the ball go around the court.
She probably knows. She's like, yeah, Naz Reid.
Well, we got a gal here in town who's been whooping ass on Jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, she won that one at least. I don't know how far she went. That was, what, July 5th episode?
Yep.
And she named her cat Naz Reid. I'm happy to hear that the word of Naz is spreading through town. That's my favorite member of the Timberwolves. Got a cat named Naz Reid. Well, here we are, back after a week's vacation. And we're reuniting with our old pals. About time to say hello to Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Now, Randy Shaver, you're no longer on vacation. I can hear you coming at us live with your home micro.
I'm still on vacation, but I'm at home now.
You're
not
at home.
on the road anymore.
Not on the road.
Brad Ryder, are you still up at the sex cabin?
No, I was up there for a while, but I am back home. I am packing to get on a plane for Nashville later today.
Oh, cool. Josh had some great stories in the news about how plane rides are going these days.
We'll send you an MP3.
I know. That's why I'm really excited about this.
What's going on in Nashville? My brother's there.
Everybody
just
wants
was.
to go to Nashville.
My
My stepdaughter's on her way.
Oh, your stepdaughter's going to Nashville, too? I wonder if she's going to go for well, she's probably not, but I'm going for, my daughter's got a softball tournament there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
They start playing tomorrow, but I'm there, we get in later today. I'm there today through Saturday, so the rest of the week I'll be reporting live from Nashville.
I'll be damned.
Keep us posted.
That's all anybody wants to go. That's all anybody wants to do anymore is go to Nashville.
It's hot.
You just came from Nashville, Randy?
I was just there for 4th of July. It was awesome.
Yeah, you loved it?
I love it.
You're going to go back? Everyone wants to go back, too.
I will go back in a second.
All right.
I love it.
That's the hot new spot. Whatever happened to Vegas, whatever happened to New York City, it doesn't matter anymore. Everyone goes to Nashville.
The temperature at game time tomorrow for my daughter's first game is supposed to be 95, so we're looking forward to that.
It will be a soup.
Man, that sounds miserable. Miserable. So, Randy Shaver, you're still on vacation. You don't have to go back to work for another couple of weeks, but your road trip is over.
Road trip is over.
And it sounded like you said, thank God. You're just glad to be not behind the wheel.
You know, it just got to be, by the time we got to the Lake of the Ozarks, I was like, okay, I'm done. So, living out of a suitcase for 2 weeks was just way too much. So.
Man, if you only would have had the girlfriend with you instead of the wife. I bet the excitement.
That's the old joke, right? You leave on a 2-week road trip with your girlfriend and you come home with your wife.
So
that's a lot of driving, though, Randy.
It is, but I love it. I do like that part of it, believe it or not. We drove the entire Blue Ridge Parkway. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was fabulous. But you know, by the time we got to the Lake of the Ozarks, I was like, okay. One day there, I was ready to come home.
I don't even know where is Lake of the Ozarks?
Middle of Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, it's about 5 hours south of Des Moines.
Okay.
So
tell us the highlight of the entire experience.
Nashville, 4th of July, Brad Paisley concert on Broadway, 200,000 people.
Dude, what?
45 minutes of fireworks. It was incredible.
Huh.
It was incredible. It was so much fun. It was, and, this is the second time we've gone there, and so for 4th of July, so we kind of had a good system where you go down on Broadway, have some lunch, listen to music, then go back to your hotel room and relax, and then about 8:30, 8:45, go back down to Broadway, so you're not down there all night thinking you have to be down there to get a good spot. and you just kind of weasel your way to we were within about a half a block of the stage, and in perfect spot for the fireworks.
All right.
And it was great.
People are calling Nashville Vegas East.
Yeah.
Does that sound
without the gambling?
Just without that. Let's see. Skullbitch Jesus is heading back to Nashville in October. He said on his last trip, a bachelorette party girl punched his friend in the nards for a free drink. Can't wait to go back.
Very interesting.
You see all types.
Now, okay. Neck like a stack of dimes, arms like buggy whips. Jesus has a comment on Nashville. It sounds like he hasn't been there yet, but he says, I heard Nashville is like, hey, I'll take a beer. And they say, sounds good. That will be $19.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Well, I have some friends who are obsessed with it, like we've been discussing on and off here on the program. It's the hot spot. Everybody wants to go to.
If you love live music, and
sometimes I love live music.
Virtually every place you go has live music. It's great.
See, now, okay, it's funny you bring that up because there's a couple of couples that I hang out with quite often who have gone there separately, gone there together. And here was their complaint about Nashville. They said you bounce around these bars, and of course there's supposedly blues bands playing or country bands playing.
It's country.
Right? Okay, you following this song. In every bar, here's your latest blues band or country band. But they said, every bar you walk into, they're covering either Journey or AC/DC.
Oh, I'd be okay with that.
That sounds awesome. That was their experience. Oh, cool, some country music. And the guy's in there saying, shook me all night long. All right, let's go to the next place. They walk in. So now I come to you with open arms. Journey and AC. You had a different experience.
I disagree.
My brother wants to retire there. They've already looked at properties out there.
F me. Well, we're glad that you had a safe trip and you made it home in one piece, Randy Shaver.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
And and Brad, we hope you have a safe trip.
We hope you're in one piece, Brad.
I've got a little bit different dynamic trying to keep tabs of an 18-year-old girl, but yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought you said you were going to a softball tournament.
I am, but my daughter is now 18. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It didn't exactly sound how I wanted it.
It's not your fault, Brad. It's the company you keep.
Luckily, my wife knows exactly what I'm talking about. So.
God, boy, I don't know if that statement helped, but I hear you.
I wish somebody tuned in right at that very moment. Hey, Brad, have fun in Nashville. Well, I got to try to keep up with an 18-year-old girl, so wait a minute. What channel is this?
She's at that weird age where she's still living at home, but we're moving her to college in a month, so,
Moving her to college in a month.
Yeah.
In-state, out-state?
She's going to Mankato.
Okay.
So.
That's out of state.
That's a great party town. She'll have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
34-year-old college hockey players everywhere.
That's right. Yeah.
Here's a guy texted in and said he was in Nashville. 6 Yag bombs at Kid Rock's bar cost him $153.
Holy cow, dude.
Kid Rock's bar, is that in Nashville, Randy? Did you go in there?
I did actually. Had lunch there.
Did you? What do they serve at Kid Rock's bar?
Oh, everything. It's all American.
Do they have a lot of photos of Kid Rock?
I didn't really see a lot of them.
Well, then what the hell makes it Kid Rock's bar?
Yeah.
I would just
He owns it?
I will have the Bawa to bratwurst, please.
Is his music just constantly playing?
No.
Okay.
Was it all Journey and AC/DC?
No, live country music.
Did you guys ever hang out at Toby Keith's bar when it was in town here?
Yep.
Yeah,
I had
sure
a buddy
did.
that loved that place.
Toby Keith's bar. All right. Well, the first half of the baseball season's over for the Twins.
Thank goodness. They need a break.
It was kind of a big...
We need a break from them.
Yeah, it's painful to watch.
Man. Yeah.
Kind of a big fat turd over the weekend.
Well,
big fat turd.
It is, and it's their everyday lineup needs something. They need an injection, a subtraction, and an injection of something, because the pitching has done a great job. Their pitching staff is number one. Strikeouts, ERA. Joe Ryan struggled yesterday against a Baltimore lineup that's very good.
Yeah, they clubbed him.
They clubbed him.
Well, he
but
did have 10 strikeouts
He did.
along the way,
He
and
did.
then he ran into a little trouble. Maybe the clubbing really happened after.
It did.
Yeah.
The second time through the lineup.
After Joe Ryan.
In fairness. But, I mean, Kyle Gibson's not a strikeout guy anymore, and he had 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. So
Are they
that
going to
tells you how
set the
bad-
all-time record? Are they going to
They
set?
are.
At this pace, yeah. I mean, it's routine for them to strike out 10 or more times in a game. It's not even news. It's not even news anymore.
We thought we got rid of that problem when they just let Sano go, but that's not. I mean, he's probably better than some of these guys.
Jeez, I completely forgot about Miguel Sano, right?
right.
Everyone was so upset about his level of striking out, and now the whole team is just piling him up and piling him up.
I think I saw something like Joey Gallo has struck out. I might be a little off with this. 40 of his last 60 at bats or something like that.
But see, that's Joey Gallo, though. You either are going to get a home run or you're going to get a strikeout.
But that's so extreme. I mean, that's even more extreme than he thought they were going to get.
Yeah, he's whiffing here and there.
But it's like Buxton struck out 3 times yesterday. I mean, he's just been horrible.
Yeah, he's been struggling.
He's been horrible. Let's just be honest. He's just bad. 208, 3 strikeouts yesterday. I mean, this is your best player, right? I mean, it's just been a struggle.
I love the guy.
Correa hasn't been much better.
No.
I mean, you've got bit players like Julian and Solano that have actually carried this team offensively.
Solano's been the best hitter on the club. They're one game under 500 here at the All-Star break, a half game behind the Cleveland Guardians in the American League Central. It was a full pumping over the weekend at the hands of the Baltimore Orioles. And now we have all the parties going on in Seattle this weekend. Yes, Randy.
Right. And again, give the Orioles credit. They're a really good baseball team. And, you know, of course, they have this great young catcher in Rushman. And Gunnar Henderson has done a great job at third base for them. They are a young and upcoming team with very, very good pitching. I mean, that's a really good ball team.
They're only 2 games back of the Rays right now.
Oh, they're really good, and they're just keep getting better. And they built really from the ground up. They built through the draft, and they've been phenomenal.
Yeah, they're a good ball club. Back to Kid Rock real quick. How many times did he go platinum? Was it 7 times?
At least.
And what about Stevie Rochelle from Tough? How many times did they go platinum?
I believe that was 0 times.
0 times.
0 times platinum.
Probably the most clever line in any rock song.
I am looking at the Kid Rock Honky Tonk Steakhouse menu. His hot dog is called the Big Ass Dog.
Oh, I like that.
I went platinum 0 times, Stevie Rochelle said. All right. Tonight, the Home Run Derby. Now, here are the donkeys lined up for tonight's Home Run Derby on ESPN starting at 7 o'clock. And we were talking earlier, used to be something that would hold all of our collective attention. Now it's maybe more of a channel-changing game. Would you agree with that, Brad and Randy?
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check it out as best I can tonight. The lineup for the Home Run Derby, first off, he's a big, strong guy. All you got to do is ask him.
Will he tell you?
He's a big, strong guy. He's a big guy. Pete Alonso of the New York Metropolitans. I'm
a big guy. I'm a big, strong guy.
See what he's, yeah. I'm not familiar with all of the. Oh, well, yes, I am. Okay, it's the all. You know, a friend of mine at the bar the other day said I'm officially old, and I said why? And he said because I looked at all the starters and the reserves for the upcoming All-Star game tomorrow night, and he said, and I don't know half of these effing guys.
Oh.
It's a little different nowadays, unless you follow baseball. But as far as the Home Run Derby goes, Vladimir Guerrero, Part 2.
Yep. Who's having kind of a disappointing year, but yes.
Julio Rodriguez of the hometown Seattle Mariner. Luis Robert, Part 2. We got another Part 2 here of the White Sox. Adolis Garcia. Okay, I don't know him.
Big-time hitter for Texas.
Of the Texas
outfielder.
Rangers.
Yeah.
I love this name, and he's a great player. Randy Arozarena.
Yes, Tampa
of the Tampa Bay Devil Ray. Mookie Betts of the Dodgers.
Who's been on fire the last week and a half.
Is he killing it?
He's just been clubbing the ball everywhere. He's my favorite to win the Home Run Derby.
Okay, I'll remember that. Randy Shaver says Mookie Betts. And for the club that's just leaving town here from the Orioles, their catcher, Adley Rushman.
Yeah, he's a great young player.
All right.
Yeah.
And we can get into, tomorrow we can get into the All-Star game itself. Oh, back to the Derby. Athletes seem to love jewelry. So I guess this would be exciting for the fellas in the Home Run Derby tonight. The Home Run Derby winner will receive a 3-pound gold chain with over 1,000 stones up in it.
Kirk Cousins is jealous.
Kirko chains.
Stones, what they mean by that, the centerpiece is made of recycled glass and is packed with 75 carats of white and yellow Swarovski crystals.
Yes.
Swarovski crystals. Does anyone know what that means?
Yes.
Who's got the most jewelry on right now? Would that be Ashley?
I have earrings, my nose ring, and my belly button ring, so probably me.
Probably takes the cake.
I never noticed these things, but do
I
any
don't
of
know.
you...
Ask Brad. Brad?
Brad's got the nipples. He's got the Prince Albert.
Right.
He was just at
I have
the
all
cabin.
three
Ask
of my
Brad.
I have all three of my Lynx championship. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Brad does have a drawer full of championship rings.
Yes.
I do.
But I never noticed these things. Who here had did any of the fellas wear rings or
I have a
piercings?
wedding ring.
Oh, wait,
Wedding ring.
That
I have
doesn't
a wedding
count.
ring. Okay.
That's.
I had my ears pierced back in my douchebag phase.
When are you going to grow out of that, by the way?
When did that end?
As soon as I was saying that, I was like, oh, I'm going to regret saying
When
that.
did that end?
So you're saying you're no longer in a douchebag phase?
A different era of my douchebag phase.
What about rings? Wapple, you ever wear rings?
No, but I have a bracelet that I wear.
What does that signify?
It's me and my girlfriend's song in like waveforms.
Oh, I'm gonna vomit all over myself.
Oh, that's cute.
I like that Wapple.
You and your
Says
girlfriend's
Brad, who's
song.
never told us his song.
Yeah, they stole our song, so I can't tell them.
What is your song?
Feel Good by Dia.
Never
It's
heard of it.
Kind of like an EDM millennium type
Is
song.
that the feel good? No, it's a different one?
Yeah.
That is so gross to hear that, Wapple.
I love
But
it.
you
You
said
have the waveform.
What does that mean to be in wave form?
Like you with audio. Cutting
you see,
audio
like, the
and
wave
stuff, you
of
see
the-
waveforms and
sure.
stuff like that. So it was kind of a sentimental gift from her to me.
Yeah, very kind. Are you sure it's that? You should analyze that waveform. Because you know how some people might get some Chinese writing and it says douchebag?
That'd be good. I love that.
Dana, you used to wear earrings?
Yeah, I had my ears pierced.
How many piercings in each ear?
Just the one on each. You know, and I had like the big fake dumb diamonds.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
It was trendy at the time.
I think I've seen a picture of you with those
Really?
earrings in.
Yeah, you probably have.
Diamond earring or fake diamond? But
yeah.
sure, but they looked like really glittering and loud.
And like
Like
frosted.
something Justin Jefferson? Well, I suppose he'd wear real ones.
He would wear real ones. Yeah. Then I paired that with like the bleach blonde hair. You know.
Oh God,
I know.
You went all
Puka shell
out.
necklace.
Yeah, puka shell necklace, definitely.
Oh, my.
Pookie shell? I don't know.
I
Forget
see
it.
those coming back. I see people wearing those.
Oh, I hope not.
It brings back bad memories.
Wow.
So the winner of the Derby gets this massive gold chain. And young people dig that.
I kind of like it because it's different. It's not a trophy. Like, everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, is this new then? So they haven't done this before?
No. Yeah, this is new.
I also heard that they're still giving away the trophy too. So
they are?
It's kind of like a consolation.
Brad, why won't you tell us the song?
The song.
Don't you think it's kind of selfish on your part for this
time.
long, all this time? People want to know. We think
Your
it's a
kids
great.
are
I don't
the
think
house.
anybody cares anymore.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes,
We get
they
asked
do.
about
Brad,
it.
Otherwise, we keep bringing it up all the time.
Yeah, and then every time I come on, you're going to play that
Can
song.
so what?
No, we can make a pact that we won't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
honestly.
sure. Randy even agrees.
Listen, trust me, playing songs on this program is a sore subject. Thank you to the podcast rules.
Well, he's right. Actually, Brad, if there was ever a time for you to tell us the song, it'd be now because we're not allowed. Well, it's a long story. It's an extreme long shot that we would ever play it because we catch hell for it. But anyway, you're wrong you're wrong that people don't care. Now that Wapple brought up that disgusting story about he and his landlord having a song and he wears a wristband or whatever. People are texting saying, tell Brad to finally cough it up. Now, the story is you had a girlfriend at the U of M. You had a song together. She dumped your sad ass, and you still won't tell us the song.
I think you would have, you get off air and you'd say, you know what, we're going to get in trouble for this, but it's worth it. I think you would do it.
The trouble is not worth it, Brad. No.
I think you would.
You haven't had the meetings we've had.
So you just won't
pricey.
do it? That's upsetting.
Yeah, I just admitted I had frosted tips and wore backwards upside down visors.
Yeah,
you can tell us the song.
You can't do it.
Well,
my wife and I don't have a song. I wonder if that's not a good sign. Well, we've been married a long
Well,
time.
for God's sake.
Me and my boyfriend don't have one.
You two aren't going anywhere, you and your wife, Josh. Ashley's a different story.
Randy, I noticed that they had a golf cart in your room or by your room when you checked into one of the hotels.
Quit changing the subject, Brad.
That's just upsetting.
Dana, people are not appreciative of your backwards upside down visor.
I'm not happy about it either. I'm just admitting it happened.
Some trends you can skip. You don't have to jump on every single one.
I do like how you really did hit every branch on that tree.
Every branch of that douchebag tree.
Do you currently have a picture on your phone of you with fake diamond earrings, an upside down backwards visor, and blonde frosted hairdo?
I can probably find one, yeah.
I gotta see this.
Yeah.
I got it.
Is it on peopleofwalmart.com?
I mean, when you walked around town, did anyone just ever take a big swing at you out of nowhere?
I mean, it was pretty common at the time.
To get swung at by strangers?
I did go to St. Cloud State.
The Atlanta Braves set the all-time record for home runs before the All-Star break. 167 dongs.
Not surprising.
They
have
could
been
pass the
on
Twins' record from a couple, 3 years ago if they keep this pace
They
up.
could. Yeah, no doubt.
2,000, 2,000, and how do you say it? What do I say? 20 plus 19. The
19.
Twins hit 307 home runs. That's the major league record for a season. The Braves are on pace to hit 311.
I thought I saw something, too, where they lead the major leagues in first inning runs, and the number is just incredible.
I think you're right about that.
I tried to save it in my phone, and I'm trying to find it here.
Yep, I heard something similar to that.
That the numbers were just staggering as to how, here it is, 87 runs in the first inning, most of any team, 29 home runs, most of any team, these are in any inning, 121 hits, most of any team in any inning, and a run differential of plus 62.
They're killing everybody.
That's.
They look like a World Series winning team.
That 3-game series against the Twins didn't hurt them either because I think it was the first inning. They jumped on them every game in the first inning.
Yeah, what it says here is the Braves score 5 times before making an out.
They look like a World Series winning team.
Yes, they do.
You know, Brad...
and they're getting healthy. Some of their pitchers that have been hurt, like Soroka, are coming back.
They're getting back Glavine and Smoltz and Avery. See, Brad, you say people don't care about the song. You've been torturing us for years now that you won't tell us the song that you shared with your girlfriend at the U of M. But look at this text right here. You think people don't care. Just got a text that simply says, Jesus Christ, Brad.
That's it.
Well, because they want to hear it. They want you to cough this up finally. I don't know what you're afraid of.
I will someday.
That's what you said 11 months ago. Saturday, the Detroit Tigers tossed a combined no-hitter on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. Don't look now, but the Tigers are only 5 games out of first place.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a decent young core right now. I mean, if you look at their lineup, they've got some guys that have been playing the last couple of years that are starting to kind of make some noise, like Torkelson and guys like that. They've got a chance to turn some things around here.
The Twins aren't careful. They're going to finish 3rd or 4th in this division.
Yeah, I agree. There's got to be some sort of a huge decision-making process by the Twins upper management as to what they're going to be this month. Are they buyers? Are they sellers? And what are they going to do to switch up this everyday lineup to try to spark some offense? Because they've got to do something. They can't do the status quo because it's not going to be good enough.
The thing that's a little tough is, I mean, I'm not saying they don't have a subpar minor league system. I think it's okay, but they can't really just go and sell a lot of their top farmhands because those are the guys who are going to come up and take the place of some of these guys who are striking out a lot. And they have some pitching, but they don't want to sell off a lot of that because of the starting pitching they have right now. While it's really good, like you said, they're on short-term deals.
But they've got a lot of guys that have been interchangeable parts. Kirilloff, Wallner, guys like that. Royce Lewis, unfortunately, gets hurt again. I mean, the guy's out for like 5 weeks now. It's just they've got some interchangeable parts, but you're right. They don't have like that superstar kid who's ready to make the move. Like, for example, look at Cincinnati right now. Ellie De La Cruz, McLean. Those two young kids have just Ellie De La Cruz is fantastic player.
Well, when's the last time he did anything notable?
Yeah. How about doing the Jackie Robinson? I mean, good Lord. Is he not exciting to watch?
Well, yeah, I caught the highlight of him Saturday, stealing second and stealing third, and the Brewers fell asleep and he stole home.
He's what we want Byron Buxton to be.
He's what they thought Byron Buxton would be, and he's so exciting to watch.
He takes off again. 2 steals. De La Cruz had already looked a couple of times at Brian Anderson, knowing that if he got a job, he's going home. The throw, and he stole home. The most thrilling man in baseball stole second, third, and home.
Oh no!
So now think about
that was
this.
Embarrassing for the Brewers, man.
and that was the battle for first place too. By the way, these two teams are battling in the Central. But think about this: how bad the Reds have been, and they dumped their pitching staff. They traded Tyler Mahle. They traded Sonny Gray. They've done a lot of different things. They're in first place. They're 11. They're 9 games.
They're a great
500.
Great story.
They are. They may be the best story. I mean, the Braves obviously are at a different level, but the Reds are maybe the best story in baseball. They're fantastic.
This Ellie De La Cruz, the highlights from Saturday's game against the Brewers, we just played you audio of him. He gets a single, he steals second, he steals third, and then the Brewers got their thumbs up their asses, and he steals home before they even knew what the hell hit him. That's a great video. Check that out. He's the first Reds player to steal home in 12, 13 years.
I guess he used to do it all the time in the minors.
Well, I can believe that.
I guess he has over 12 home plate steals in the minors.
He's the first Reds player to steal second, third, and home in the same inning since I got to look this guy up. The last time a Reds player stole second, third, and home in the same inning was 1919, and the player's name was Greasy Neal. Greasy
Neal.
Josh, didn't you have his jersey at one point or another? All right, Brad, we got a serious threat here for you.
Okay.
This is a serious threat. Our listeners want to hear that cheesy love song that you shared with your U of M girlfriend. And just for the record, this was when Brad was also at the U of M. He wasn't like just dating a college girl a couple weeks ago.
I didn't go to the U of M, but I was in college in town. But
right,
anyway.
Right. This is serious now. You mentioned earlier that your daughter's going to Mankato. Guy just texted in. Guy texted in and said, if you don't tell us a song, me and my buddies are all enrolling at Mankato State. I'm gathering up all my bros. We're going to enroll at Mankato State unless you tell us that damn song. That's from a listener named Filipino riding a Velociraptor Jesus.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, sounds like a nice guy.
So let me get this straight. A few days ago, a security dude working for Victor Wembanyama cracked the most wonderful woman in the whole world, Britney Spears, right in her filthy mouth.
Leave Britney alone!
Does anyone care to get involved in this?
Well, it was a pretty big story. I guess maybe it's past now.
Is it past?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The video's on 93x.com if anybody wants to see it.
The video doesn't exactly collaborate her story.
Well, she said she tapped him on the. She said she tapped him on the shoulder. I mean,
I saw the video. She got hit in the face.
Well, she hit herself in the
shoulder.
face.
It was
What do
impossible.
you mean she hit herself in the face?
The guy was brushing her off, and it got her hand, and her
hand hit her own face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if her hand wouldn't have been there, he probably would have hit her in the face, right?
Well, no, he was brushing the hand away, like don't touch him. Do you understand?
She got hit in the face
with her own hand.
But the dude swung back at her face.
No, he swung at her hand to get your hand away from him.
I'm taking Brittany's side on this one.
Understandable.
I think we all see what's happening here. What's that?
I wouldn't expect anything else than Nick to take Brittany's side.
Let me get this straight.
That's your girl.
Let me get this straight. After this happened, Brittany shouted, "That's America for you. F you all." That's what she shouted.
I thought this was America.
That's hilarious. I don't like anybody who shows any kind of aggression towards Britney Spears.
Well, they didn't know who it was. Does that make you feel any better? They didn't know until afterwards.
At least it wasn't Tara Reid.
Well, that would have been bad, too.
And keep in mind, she also, for some reason, was speaking in a British accent as she approached him.
Was she?
Yeah.
She's
incognito.
Taking a little dose of whatever Madonna
yeah.
took 20 years ago. Remember that the first time, Josh, when Madonna got on television 20-some years ago and suddenly she was British?
Yeah, that happens to some celebrities.
Yeah, I thought that was cute. Britney has a British accent now.
Well, she did when she was there, at least.
Interesting.
She was talking in a British accent.
This part is funny, too. Apparently, so after this brutal attack on Britney Spears went down, she went into some club to have dinner, and Pauly Shore was sitting there having dinner. This sounds like I wrote this up for a sitcom or something. Did you hear this part, Josh?
Yeah, and she took his table.
Pauly Shore.
He's the real victim here.
Yeah.
Guy's just trying to get a bite to eat.
He's got a table at this Las Vegas restaurant. Former MTV star Pauly Shore. He gets up to take a leak. He comes back. Brittany's sitting in his table. She took his table.
Sounds like this restaurant has an A section, a B section, and a C section for celebrities, and they might have been in the C section.
Well, Pauly just got done working his shift as a busboy, and he was just trying to get a bite to eat.
He was taking a break. It was his union break.
He was pulling the leftover carcass from the already eaten wings. Pauly Shore, buddy. Remember that, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
He'd always call us.
I like that bit.
Buddy.
I actually liked Pauly Shore.
I do, too. I feel bad for saying that,
too.
but it was too easy.
While we were gone, Anthony Edwards got his max contract, everybody.
Yeah, good for him.
A1 from day one. He's getting paid a lot of money.
That's good.
Yeah. I love the guy.
I don't have a lot of room for other things at this point. They've got to they still have some things to figure out, and they knew this was going to be part of the formula here, but good for them. I mean, they have made the kid's phenomenal. We all know that. I mean, he is the guy you build around, and now you just have to figure out how do you strengthen this team, and they've already made some other moves.
Yeah, I like Troy Brown and Shake Milton. I like those additions. I love, of course, that Naz Reid is sticking around.
Right. So I think they're making some interesting decisions. The biggest one is going to be, will they keep Cat or what will they do?
Right.
And it looks like they're going to keep him and try to make this thing work. So
yeah, they've got, I think, 15 guys under contract right now. So the only thing they really can do, in addition to what they've done, is make a trade, because they've got all these guys under contract. So
Bolo Jesus will donate $5 to the Randy Shaver Foundation if Brad tells us a stupid song.
Oh, come on, Brad. It's for charity.
Now it's for charity.
For $5?
$5.
I'm sure we'll all donate. I'm sure plenty of people would donate.
Hey, I'll match it.
You know, Hot Mom Slayer Jesus said he's not mad at you, Brad. He's just disappointed. We're all a little disappointed.
Yes.
Go ahead, Brad.
It's going to take more than $5.
Yeah, oh, my God.
Oh,
Randy, I'm doing this for you.
I don't know who the hell.
Oh, my God. Don't
Yes, for you, Randy. Come on.
Yeah.
Grow a set of balls, Wapple said.
You know, the prevailing theory is it's the same song that you and your wife have. And that you don't want that.
No, that's not true.
Staying with the Timberwolves, you guys, you know this already. I don't want anyone on my team. I don't want anyone on my team who's going to win a sportsmanship trophy at the end of the season. But Mike Conley Jr. is the exception to that rule. I love Mike Conley Jr.
I think it's just the way he plays.
I hope he plays till he's 50 and he stays on the Wolves the entire time.
I think he's a good media guy. I think he's
just a good guy.
Yeah, he's just a veteran player that knows how to play and knows how to treat people.
I read somewhere that he has not had a technical foul in his entire career.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Mike Conley Jr. is the exception to a lot of my rules. I love that guy, and he won the Joe Dumars Trophy for sportsmanship. Was he 37, 38 years old now?
I think he's a little younger than that.
Little younger?
He's close to that.
35? Okay. Well, he's got 15 years left in my book. Wolves are playing tonight, Summer League stuff. I got a text from Catfishing Jesus, and he said, you got to watch some of the Summer League games. Leonard Miller, what the hell's the name of the...
Yes, that's the kid they drafted in the second round.
He said, you got to check this guy out. He's a hard worker. I'm going to check him out tonight. They play Utah tonight.
Well, those are the kind of guys they need to develop because they are under contract and under team control. So these are the guys that make your roster go and fill out your roster. And that's why, I mean, if guys like that can develop and be great players, Naz Reid, perfect example, that helps you certainly with your roster situation and your in your salary structure.
Folks should know that Naz Reid didn't show up for our booze cruise, even though I cordially invited him on air beforehand.
How did it go, by the way? Did you miss me?
Of course we did. Comedian C. Willie Miles was there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
C. Willie's great.
That's
awesome.
Randy, you weren't on the boat?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Burp, burp, burp. I hate to call attention to this. I really do, because this could be me any day. But there's new video going around of speaking of Summer League basketball, it looks like a Celtics player might have pooed himself on the court during Summer League.
Paul Pierce?
No, that's what everyone's calling it. Yeah. And again, I hate to. Some of you get a kick out of this, so I'm throwing it out there. But this could be me, and so I don't like to poke too much fun. Did you see those pictures, Wapple? I sent you the pictures.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did a guy take a poop in his pants?
It definitely looked like it.
It sure seemed like it, didn't it?
Yeah, people were saying, it could have been something he sat on. I don't think so.
That's possible. Did we post that?
Maybe if he sat on a turd, I guess.
It was right in the center, direct center.
Yes, it is.
Maybe he thought he could get away with one.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was going to be a fart and it turned into something more.
He's got the white shorts on and everything.
Those are the worst. You can't wear white shorts.
I just got a text that says, I thought Brad was a dork. Nick just admitted he's going to watch an NBA Summer League game tonight.
I'm going to try to watch Wembanyama.
I heard he sucked his first game.
He did.
I watched his first game. He was not very good his first game.
Yeah, but he was much better the second time.
Cut him.
Yeah. He's done.
I don't know. Did we put the pictures up on our website of this guy with poop in his pants?
He pooped his pants.
No, I didn't get it. Hold on.
Well, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I'm okay. Then I don't have to look at it.
Josh, what do we do?
Sympathy. Wow.
Well, what are you talking about? I already said it twice. The reason I'm sympathetic is this could be me any day. I have problems.
Well, it's easy enough to find. I mean, the story's been everywhere.
Yeah, go ahead and find it. His name is, I'm not going to say his name. Celtics player pooped pants. Just looked at him.
I hope it's the first thing somebody Googles today on their Monday.
It'll be trending on Twitter.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what? Okay, so I just entered in Celtics player. Just in Google here. It's the second thing that comes up.
Hey, number 2.
Promo.
I mean, looks like he might have had an accident playing basketball. I had it while I was playing hacky sack.
Right. Gosh.
It gave way, didn't it, John?
It did. Well, there's a lot of movement there.
Yes.
Muscles you don't usually use.
Wimbledon's going on. Who's dialed into this Wimbledon tennis setup?
I am not.
No,
Well, that's a damn shame.
Are you?
Absolutely not. But let me tell you a little bit about this Wimbledon. Tournament organizers at Wimbledon, they've had to issue a warning to fans who are attending these matches. Is that what you call it in tennis, a match?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They've issued a warning to fans against inappropriate use of their designated quiet room. They say, keep in mind, fans, that room is meant for prayer, breastfeeding, and meditation. Last year, there were reports of couples going on in there to fold each other in half.
I bet a lot of people want to say that they did it at Wimbledon.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
So I hope that's working out. No folding in the breastfeeding, prayer, and meditation room.
You save that for the sex room they have at Wimbledon.
Some people just, Josh, isn't this the truth? Some people just love to bump.
They do.
Where they might get caught. It's
that
the
could be
cheap
part
thrill
of it for some people, sure.
Yeah.
If you've been to a concert festival, you've probably seen that.
Last year at Wimbledon, there were reports of couples leaving the prayer, breastfeeding, and meditation. What if I'm doing all three at once? There were reports of couples leaving the prayer, breastfeeding, and meditation room with sheepish and satisfied expressions on their faces.
Oh, wow.
And there were
Rosy
also
cheeks.
reports, Ashley, of sounds of intimacy emanating from the prayer, breastfeeding, and meditation.
That sounds like intimacy.
They also say don't uncork your champagne bottles in the middle of a tennis match.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you are opening a bottle of champagne, don't do it as the player is about to serve. Thank you.
Oh, don't you love that? That's from an Australian umpire. John Blom is looking after this match.
It's the most Wimbledon warning I've ever heard.
Is that what you do there in the stands? You crack open a bottle of that champagne. A little bottle of the bubbly.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
What was the story, Wample? You and I both got bottles of Chris Jericho's patented bubbly, right?
Yep.
Did you drink the bubbly?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I.
Yep, still unopened.
What are we waiting on?
Special occasion, maybe when Brad reveals the song.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be a great occasion to have a little bit of that bubbly.
Offended Millennial Jesus also gave me Chris Jericho bubbly action figure. So it has like the bubbly, it has a table you can go through.
Dude,
that's
cool. All right, we got to get the hell out of here, but I just wanted to fire one more thing at you. What time you leaving on that airplane, Brad Ryder?
Flight leaves around 2, so we'll leave for the airport around noon.
You guys are just living the rock star F me running lifestyle this summer, aren't you?
Oh,
Randy,
yeah.
2 weeks with a convertible and his wife or some other lady. I don't know. We couldn't identify her. Brad's going down for... I wanted to fire one more. Agree or disagree? Cornhole, bags, whatever you want to call it, was on its way to the mainstream until pickleball got in the way.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Watch out for your cornhole, bud.
Dude, that was Lawrence, my favorite character from Office Space. Who is that actor? Dieter. That dude is so underrated.
He's so funny.
Dieter Brock, or that was a quarterback for the Rams in the 80s. Dieter Hyman Schmeitzel. That dude is so underrated, and I'm not only referencing the Lawrence character from Office Space.
Diedrich Bader?
Diedrich Bader. That is the best line in the whole movie before Peter's going off to prison. Hey, Peter, watch out for the cornhole, bud. I was reading cornhole now is involved in their championship tournament.
Okay.
Super hole.
I like that.
That's too good.
Wow. See, now, we talked about this not that long ago. No offense to you massive bags cornhole players and fans. I think we discussed this not that long ago. I'm good for one game, and then I will not go anywhere near it for a full calendar year.
Mm-hmm. I'm about in the same.
I don't understand how you can just all day with the 13-12. Okay, no, I don't know. It just doesn't hold me. But
yeah, I'm with you. But somehow every single summer I get roped into joining a bags league, and I'm like, why did I decide to do this? I hate this.
Yeah, and she tells me the schedule. She'd be like, "Yeah, our first game's at 6, and the next game's at 9:45."
Yeah, like what?
You should come over and play on my custom boards that I have.
Oh, do you have like Star Wars ones?
No, I forgot.
The Property Brothers.
The Property Brothers.
Oh, duh.
My stepdaughter made me some custom boards with the Property Brothers face. I got Drew on one side, Jonathan on the other.
That's cool.
I got Chris Lindahl cornhole board.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Well, I
With
like
the
it
outstretched arms on them, too?
Yeah, that's how you know the spacing.
Yeah. Well, where I was going with this is cornhole is involved in their Super Hole Championship Series in South Carolina. I think you can find this on television. But here's what I don't... Packers running back Aaron Jones is on a team that's in the championship round. Huh. He's paired up with some professional cornholer. And then I read Alexander Madison of the Vikings is involved in the tournament.
Huh.
How is this possible? Justin Turner of the Red Sox, he's playing baseball.
I wonder if it's a pro-am type thing.
Well, they had a celebrity tournament.
This is the real deal,
But this one, at least that Aaron Jones is going to, is the World Championships.
How is Justin Turner going to show up? There's other athletes in the past. Sam Darnold, the quarterback for.
If it's happening this week, it's All-Star Week. So if it's happening today, tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, Justin Turner's off.
I never considered that. There you go. Doug Flutie.
How would he have time to do this during the baseball season, though, when they play every day and they travel all the time?
I don't get it, Brad Ryder.
He probably brings his own boards with him.
Doug Flutie has been involved. Doug Flutie has won championships before. So, I just, I don't know. Cornholers tell me, can't these pro athletes go away? Right? I mean, no, really, seriously. If I was a professional cornholer, why does Aaron Jones need to be involved? Why does Doug Flutie go? You guys are football guys. Go that way.
Aaron Jones is actually really good at cornhole, though. He won the celebrity.
Well, no, I'm not questioning. I'm sure they're good. I mean, yeah, he's in the championship. I would just, if I were a cornhole pro, I wouldn't want these guys involved.
Yeah, you got your own thing.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that. I'd be pissed off.
True.
Sam Darnold won the first one.
Yeah.
49ers quarterback.
Yeah.
You would think quarterbacks would be good at it, you would think.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I mean, Ashley, you like to play billiards. Let's say you worked your nuts off, but figuratively, of course, to get to the billiard championship, and then here comes freaking Michael Irvin or something. Like, no, dude.
Yeah, I'd be pretty bad, yeah.
You got your glory. Let me have mine.
Yeah, come on. Do you need everything?
Yeah. Here comes Karen or somebody, oh, great. I don't know. Maybe that's just the liquor talking. Okay, Brad, what's the song? Too late.
Oh, we're out of time.
Yeah, we got to go. All right, I'm sorry I blew up at you guys. I missed you.
We'll take that as a compliment then.
Yes, we will.
I missed you, I said.
He's no longer missing you.
You effing guys. All right, we got to get going. Brad, we'll talk to you on Wednesday from Nashville.
Yes.
All right, and Randy, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Welcome home, Randy.
You bet. Thanks.
We'll be right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud. They lose control. They do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
CJ Ham for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When I'm on the field, I can take anything. But at home with my family, we like everything to be comfortable. That's why I trust the pros at Standard. They've been keeping Minnesotans like me comfortable for over 90 years.
Is your cooling system making strange noises or not cooling properly? Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
Whenever I drive separately with Susie, you always have to go first. So sure enough, I pull into the garage. She's not even here yet, which allows me now the opportunity to stand there, just holding the door open, like the gentleman that I am. And I snapped a photograph of Susie's reaction, and there it is. How did you get here?
The Rich Eisen Show podcast, wherever you listen. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, welcome back to the Programski. It's 8:34. It's a wonderful feeling to be back. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Missed you guys.
It's just straight up magic, isn't it, to be back? We took a week smooth off, and now we're back. We thank you all so very much for sticking with us. By damn, we do. Don't get me wrong, time away was terrific, but it is good to be back. We were talking earlier about how different our schedules are when we're on vacation. Like Cubby, for example. I mean, when we're working, you got very little free time. When we're on vacation, you and the wife stay up all night just pounding out television programs.
Yeah, that's what we're pounding.
Ripping through series, smashing them, I think you said earlier. You'll crush a series.
Yeah, we'll crush a series.
Up all night.
Well, although we didn't do a lot of that over break, I had a list of things I wanted to get to. And
what have you been watching? What did you get to see?
Really not too much.
Nothing new?
Well, something old but new to me, The Expanse. When we were talking about sci-fi shows, shows that ended too early. I remember a week or two ago. And I got plenty of texts saying, hey, The Expanse is a good example of that. It's a great show. Some people said it's the best sci-fi show on TV. So I got through a season of that. I am really enjoying that. I wanted to get to The Witcher. I haven't yet, which kills me. I loved the first 2 seasons of The Witcher.
Is it almost always you and the wifeski side by side?
Yeah.
Plowing through these programs?
Yeah, Friday nights, Saturday nights. Usually that's kind of what we'll do, later at night and just stay up way too late. And then certainly on vacation.
So seeing how it's almost always the two of you side by side watching these programs, are there ever fights over the remote, fights over what you're going to watch?
Never. I'm really lucky because we like the same shows for the most part. We deviate in a couple areas, but, then she'll just watch that on her own, or I will when one of us isn't home.
What about the rest of you? Do you watch programs with your significant others, and are there ever any problems?
Not too many
yeah.
I mean, because when I was married back in the day with my schedule, you go to bed early. So she would, keep watching a show and get so far ahead of me that I'd just be like, well, I'm not going to catch up. I'm done with this then.
So now that could be a problem if that ever happened with us. Like if I snuck a show, right? I watched an episode or two without her. She might not appreciate it.
I think you've mentioned that before, that maybe you've had
I wouldn't Netflix cheat on her.
Netflix cheating.
So you never done that move where you went ahead, you couldn't resist, you watched an episode without her and then rewatched it and pretend like you're seeing it for the first time?
No, because I hate rewatching things.
Oh, yeah, you do that.
Do
I mean, maybe comedy movies if there's been enough time. But yeah, I usually don't like to rewatch stuff.
I'm terrible at doing that because my boyfriend works all day, different hours. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to just not watch the show I really want to watch. And then later that night, he'll be like, hey, let's watch it. And I'm like, oh, no, I've seen these episodes. And he's like, well, let's rewind it. And I'm like, I can't watch it again. I just can't. I already did it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm the same way.
Are you in charge of the remote, Josh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My wife doesn't even know how to work that stuff, so it makes it easy. The only time there's ever a scuffle would be between me and my son.
Okay.
That one. He likes to hold the remote. I don't allow that.
Would you? Okay, so do you feel a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you feel different if you're not in command of the remote? If someone else is in charge?
I have to drive, too. It's the same thing. I like to... Yeah, and plus my son's, his hands are always disgusting. I can't figure it out. It's always wet and sticky.
Yeah, I hear you.
And don't get dirty. He's 11. Just always disgusting.
Yeah, kids are gross.
The folks at Roku, they polled couples to find the top TV-related arguments that they have. Okay? 1 in 5 people said they get frustrated by their partner's TV habits on a daily basis. So here are the top 10 things that couples fight over when it comes to watching the television. I'm going to go from 10 to 1. I do believe they meant to, have a direct order and a number one answer. I do think that was the intent of this. Number 10, losing or misplacing the remote. Anybody have any problems with that along the way?
I lose it all the time.
Yeah, we lost a remote that I have no idea. It just disappeared, and it's frustrating.
Luckily with like smart TVs and Apple TVs and stuff, you can just get an app on your phone if you do lose the remote.
Right. You control with your phone, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but I hear you.
Yeah, they are really hard to operate.
Here's a Frame Electric Jesus says his wife does not like to watch Married with Children, and that is a problem. All right, losing or misplacing the remote. I can't say that I've ever had an issue with that. Because of my OCD, when I'm done watching a television, I like to put the remote right back in its place where I know it'll be next time around.
Yeah, that's how I like to do it. Unfortunately, when you live with other people, they don't always do things the same way.
And again, your son with the filthy hands.
Yeah, disgusting hand. Where did this remote go? Honestly,
yeah,
looked everywhere. Do you guys have it? You don't have it.
You lost
No, I
one.
don't think I do.
You're still troubled by where it ended up. Number 9 on the issues that couples have when watching television together: hogging the remote.
Yeah, I have a hard time relinquishing it when I'm watching TV with anybody.
You like to be in command.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I like to flip around. I'm always bounce around to a couple different movies or TV shows.
Now, this is something I've noticed when watching television with another person. They often just get on their friggin' phone. They're not paying attention in the first place.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
So
my
the number-
wife will do that, and I'll ask her, like, do you not want to watch this, or what's going on? She does that plenty of times.
Bothers me.
But then they ask you to rewind because they missed something. They're like, wait, no, hold on. What just happened?
Oh,
Like,
no. Sometimes my girlfriend will actually stop what we're watching, so then she can go on her phone. And it's like, great, now I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah, a buddy of mine plays video games while he and his wife watch their shows. I don't know how you do that.
Some folks just can't. They just can't stop fingering the damn phone. So the number in the 8 spot, the 8th biggest problem that couples have when watching television together is someone's not paying attention because they're banging on their phone or their computer. Okay. Number 7, did we kind of cover this already? Having to rewatch something that your partner missed, either because they fell asleep or left the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely hate it. My boyfriend has started doing this thing where he pauses the TV if you have to like go do something. And I'm like, I'm sorry that you have something to do, but I'm watching this show. I'm not going to wait 10 minutes for you to go to the bathroom.
You can't wait 10 minutes for a guy to take a squeege?
Well, that's more than a squeege, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This person says, I put a password on my TV so my girlfriend can't watch episodes without me. And he said, am I a douchebag for doing this?
That's hilarious.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I had at one time put a password on our thermostat, and I did immediately feel like a douchebag and took that off.
I did the same thing once.
Did you on your thermostat?
Yeah, because we had very, very different sides of what we liked in terms of temperature.
Yeah, well, that's where we're at, too.
All right. Someone or another falls asleep while you're watching something together.
I'm guilty on that one.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
do that sometimes.
We're rolling through the top 10 problems that couples have when they try to sit down and watch some television together. Number 5, spending too much time choosing what to watch.
Oh, that was a huge thing. Yeah.
I'm the only person that is allowed to choose movies and TV shows because of that. And, like,
You're more decisive?
He will watch every single trailer that you can possibly watch. Like, instead of watching a movie, we'll watch trailers for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you're like not even watching anything because you're spending the entire time like, all right, well, let's check Netflix. All right, well, let's see if it's on Hulu.
Gosh, I'm getting like hot thinking about it.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of my dad and our fishing lives together. Before we had all the fancy electronics, my dad was completely content to roll into a bay. We got an old school depth finder. What, we had 12, 13 feet? Let's fish this for an hour and a half, right? Then he got all the fancy electronics, the fish finders. It'll show you the type of fish that's supposedly underneath the boat and all the fancy stuff. Then all we did for the last year of our fishing lives together is roll into a bay. My dad would stare at the friggin' electronics and say, there's nothing in here. And we'd leave.
No.
I hate
We would
that
do
too.
that all day. We basically took a bucket of minnows for a boat ride. that strikes me as similar. Like, no, dude, let's just wet a friggin' line. Make a decision. But instead, he just reads the electronics. Nope, we'll go to the next bay. So kind of like someone watching all the previews. Let's just friggin' watch something.
Yeah, anything.
Anything's fine.
All right. Number 4 on the list of things that couples end up fighting over when watching television. Someone who likes to talk while you're trying to pay attention.
Bruh.
I do that.
I think my 11-year-old my wife just came up with a theory for why he does this. But it seems like he thinks he's being paid for commentary.
No.
Or all of a sudden he'll have a thought about something else and start talking in the middle of stuff. And I'm trying to warn him, people are going to hate watching TV with you if you keep this up.
Sure.
But my wife thought he watches all these YouTube videos of people commenting on other videos. So maybe he just thinks that's what you got to do.
Programmed.
Yeah, shut up if the program's on. That's come on already. We got all kinds of time to talk. You know, if you keep talking, I'm just gonna hit the friggin' pause button.
Right, yeah, that's what I end up doing.
And then act like I'm listening to you. And then when you're done making noises, I'm gonna hit the pause. Asking too many questions about the plot is number 3.
Oh yeah, I've dealt with that in the past too, where it's like, how do you think he got? Like, how do you think that happened? I think they're going to tell us eventually once we get to the end. Like they'll inform us.
Yeah.
How, you know,
We're watching the same movie together.
Yeah.
I know as much as you do.
I will say that during Game of Thrones, I would have to pause and ask my wife, no, wait a minute, who's that person? How are they related to I got so confused with all the characters, and all the names sound exactly the same to me, so I had some trouble there, and I bet I drove her nuts with that.
I do the opposite of that, where I do a dumb bit where, you know, say we're watching, you know, The Office. I'll be like, that guy in the suit, that one's Michael Scott. You know, it's very obvious. Like, the guy with the mustache, that's Ted Lasso. That's Ted.
Number 2 on the list is just arguing over what to watch. One person wants to watch one thing, the other another. And what do you suppose number 1 is? Of all the arguments that couples have when it comes to sitting down and watching a program, volume of the television. Okay. I don't really care where the volume is at because I'm going to request subtitles anyway.
I've gotten to that age.
Especially if they're people with accents. Like Game of Thrones.
Very difficult.
Again.
Very difficult. I'm going to request subtitles anyway. Even I've grown to enjoy subtitles, even if it's not an English accent or a foreign. Just because I don't know, my you guys put on headphones just like I do every morning for 4 hours a day. My hearing is going to hell.
Hot and spicy, crunchy, nutty, tasty, chewy. Jesus said changing the channel when he's watching a show equals death by tire iron.
It's a bit extreme, but I can respect it.
You know, there is something happening here now where so many people assume, you know, you want to. So many people are content with pausing or rewinding. They don't have any qualms walking up and interrupting a television show. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes I have to do that. Like, if you have an Apple TV and you weren't aware, if you say, what did he say? Or what did she say? It'll go back maybe 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds, and then it'll turn on the closed captioning.
Really?
So you get a chance to see it.
There's so many unbelievable things.
I have to try that. Or I have to do that quite a bit.
I also like on Amazon Prime, if you pause it during a scene, it'll tell you which actor, like their names, the actors.
the X-ray or whatever they call it.
What? I didn't know these things.
Yeah.
Cool.
No wonder you're upset you lost the remote if you can do all those fancy things, John.
Medical device Jesus said, dude, Westworld was one of the most confusing S ever. I still don't know what happened. I agree. After the first season, it completely lost me, and I felt like I'm too dumb of a television consumer to understand what's going on. I had to stop in the middle of the second
Just
season.
embarrassed to ask at that point.
Yeah, I did not understand whatsoever what was going on.
This is great. We've been talking about, you know, couples fighting, watching television. Sometimes it even happens with the good old-fashioned radio. Here's a listener that says, my wife is how he says it, not his wyke, because I don't even know what a wyke is. My wife likes to wait until I turn up the radio to start a conversation. Then I turn it down and she's quiet again.
I feel you.
A wyke is a bike trailer, a brand of bike trailer.
Well,
so
there
it
you
is
go.
a
Good to
thing.
know.
It is a something.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Yeah, we're going to get up out of here shortly. It's almost 9 a.m. here on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show, our first day back after a week off. It's been a good time. I just received a text message, though, Josh. I got to tell you, I just received a text message that kind of freaks me out.
Oh, no.
You know how I've been toggling back and forth with sleep apnea issues for quite a few years, but I've never gone ahead and pulled the trigger on buying one of those machines.
You came close.
Yeah, I came close. You strap it to your face, and a listener texted me and said, did you guys know this? Sleep apnea machines are tools that the government uses to control our dreams.
Oh,
I never knew that.
makes
Wow.
sense.
You guys didn't know that?
I didn't know
I feel
that.
so dumb.
God damn.
Never felt like more of a sheeple.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a buddy tell me this. It was quite the ordeal. We were trying to find a private space because, you know, the birds were tracking us. The government drones?
Yeah.
AKA birds?
Yeah, birds aren't real.
That one hurt me. That's good.
Controller of dreams.
All right, we were discussing issues that couples have when they're watching a television program together. They're fighting over this. What do you want to watch? The volume. One person's talking, one person's sleeping, one person's fingering their phone. Listen to this, Josh. When you and the wife watch programming together, do you often do it in bed?
Yes, most often.
This guy says he's had to order 2 new remotes lately because the wife cleans the sheets and she puts the remote through the wash.
Oh, no. That is the worst. It gets stuck up in the fitted sheets.
Yeah.
Always check the corners of the fitted sheets.
I know you and your partner, whoever that may be, random night, you guys have a drawer, like your top drawer might have some battery-powered stuff that is not a remote control.
Well, then.
But for me, that's where the remote goes.
That's where the remote, the top drawer.
The top drawer. So I'm never going to put that through the wash.
Man.
Smart.
No, I can't fit the remote in the top drawer.
There's no room.
I got nothing but dildos
That's a fire
inside.
hazard in there.
Another guy says, it's not the wife that loses the remote. It's my damn 6-year-old.
Yeah, it's my 11-year-old. I had to buy a new one. It doesn't work the same.
No, yeah, it just doesn't have the right feel to it.
No, it sucks. No, it just doesn't have all the functions.
Oh, I see.
I guess you can't get like a $7 remote directly from a Chinese retailer and expect it to work as well as the one that came with the TV.
It's funny how that works.
Where
you pay more for the shipping than the remote.
Before we skate out of here, and if 20 minutes ago or so, I was talking about how different our schedules are when we are not working. It's a beautiful thing to be able to actually, have a nightlife if you want to. Any of you go out to eat while we were away from work? Because we don't get out many opportunities. Did you?
Yeah.
Quite a few.
You hit up the this joint and the that joint. You had
That's exactly where we went. Yeah.
Hopefully, a good meal at a fair price. I was reading 30% of us get menu anxiety.
I've seen that before. Certainly.
Menu anxiety. Oh, God, help us. It's my turn to order. And then you fold and you get something.
Oh, I do that all the time.
You have menu anxiety?
Yeah, I'll have an
idea. They have a machine that they strap to your head. But
the government tells you what to eat.
That it's a tool of the government. You get bad menu anxiety?
Yeah, quite a bit. I'll have a plan of what I'm going to order. And then for some reason, when they ask me, I switch up. And then end up getting something that wasn't on my first choice.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Strictly because the pressure gets to you? The spotlight is on you? It's time to order?
I think so.
You don't know?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with, just being around, the whole food thing. Like for example, if they forgot that I ordered ranch and they come back, and I'm not going to say anything because in my head I'm like, she's just going to think I'm a little fatty that needs her little ranch.
That's funny you went that way. I was going to think high maintenance or something. Not that that's necessarily high maintenance, but yeah, I usually just whatever they put in front of me, I eat it.
There's a fat girl out here who's demanding ranch.
Side of ranch for the fat girl.
Boy, the other day, my son had a cone that was supposed to be ice cream, but it was mostly hair. I can't believe how much hair was in that ice cream. He ate around it like a champ.
What a kid.
They ended up putting some hair in his
there
ice
was a lot of hair.
How do you eat around ice cream, too?
Yeah.
We pulled that sucker out, and that was long, and there was more.
It's just wrapping around the cone, just keeps going.
He's a trooper. I'm like, you'll be fine. Just eat around it.
So he ate around the hair?
He sure did.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you know who's very relaxed at a restaurant? Wapple. When it's time to order, he's very relaxed. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the cheap bastard ain't paying. He ain't got a care in the world. Because he ain't reaching for his wallet when dinner's over.
I always pretty much get the same thing.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't really... I don't have that anxiety.
No, I don't have that problem either.
I don't really need... I suppose if you were into variety or something like that, that'd be a little more difficult.
Yeah,
30% of it 30% of us get menu anxiety. Oh God.
And I'm always that dork that has looked up the menu days in advance of when I know I'm going to a place.
I've seen you do that tons.
Yes.
Even if you're not going.
Yeah, even if I'm not going. Even like Wapple's got a gig, I look up the menu for him.
Yeah, he'll look up gig menus for me. He'll be like, where are you going tonight? All right, I'll tell you what you're getting.
You're getting the kids' mini corn dogs, Wapple.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
With applesauce.
It is. Yeah, you do that. That's like the most research I've ever seen you do on any topic. I have noticed
You're
that.
good at it.
That's effing funny, Ashley, that you can't even order a cup of ranch because you think the waitress is going to go to the kitchen and call you a fat person. Jesus, you need to learn to relax a little bit.
I know.
Hey, lady, live off the land. You don't need that ranch. You don't need the calories. You're crazy. You know that? You're crazy. Happy third birthday to Union Mechanic, Jesus' daughter, turning the big 03 today. Happy anniversary yesterday to Don't Be a Bitch, Jesus, from Book Nerd Jesus. And as Nick said, it's been a lot of fun being back, and we appreciate you giving us your time today, and hope to see you again tomorrow.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Don't wait for an AC breakdown this summer. Get a free in-home estimate with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Schedule your appointment today at standardheating.com.